Welcome to the John Sandwich Show.
Can't believe
I don't look like Bane anymore when I'm going to be talking.
Swear to God, it felt like I was drinking this beer for 2 hours. The Claw's Law.
that in the law. It's a scam.
Did it touch you? Did it touch you?
Yeah, it made me
On my
make me feel
penis.
things.
Should we let everyone else in on the conversation? If it's too loud, they just turn it down, right?
Perfect sandwich. Beautiful.
Welcome back to the John Sandwich Show.
Woo!
Yes, I am your co-host, Eric. With me, as always, is John to the right of me and John to the left of me.
Hello, I'm
My
John.
buns, the John.
I'm John to the right.
Welcome back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, together we make a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the left side, and if you're an audio listener, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It actually feels like this is the first episode where it hasn't been a minute because we're literally just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we should do to like give the audience a better listening experience is we should go like surround sound.
Yeah.
You could be the center channel, left channel, right channel.
That sounds.
Oh my God! What are we?
I
The
bet
Beatles?
you can do that
Jesus.
with
Oh my
OBS.
By the way, I just did purchase the rights to the John Sandwich Show.
Oh, cool. So we own our own stuff now.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
About time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also
And you
wanna
got .com, not this .net, .org
It's
bullshit.
a .com, man.
Hell yeah.
And apparently, the word sandwich in a .com is actually kind of worth a lot of money.
Is it really?
Really?
Oh, freaking hell yeah.
The John Sandwich.
Wouldn't that be crazy if somebody comes out and stuff tries to buy it from us and that's how we make our millions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be great.
It's like
Would be
John
great.
Leguizamo. He wants to start a
trying to start a
podcast. And he's like, I need this. I don't have. I don't
So,
have any movies coming out. I need the podcast. That seems to be what every
Yeah, I
famous
think that's
person
about
does.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not doing much.
Yeah.
Podcast.
I'm going to podcast it.
That's what everyone's doing. Yeah.
I would like to give a shout out to our Canadian listener. The John Sandwich Show has officially gone international. Just want to throw that out there. How do you say sandwich in Canada, in Canadian?
I don't know, but I think
Sandwich.
Sandwich?
their word
No,
for fries is poutine.
That's poutine.
No, that's just an amazing dish they have.
What is a Canadian sandwich anyway? I imagine 2 pieces of waffle with a maple leaf on the inside.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
A lot of syrup.
A lot of
Yeah.
syrup.
A lot of syrup.
And gravy.
Well, I bet you it
Poutine.
depends on what part of Canada, because some
That's
is like
true.
French Canadians and some are British Canadians.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And some are
North of us, they're just us.
yeah.
Just Canadian. But you
Well,
go
they're-
east,
yeah.
they're a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually
Yeah.
planning a trip up to Vancouver pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Actually,
Nice.
Victoria. We're just gonna stay in the city for like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, man. I haven't been up there. I heard it's awesome.
I haven't been up there either. It's my first time.
Yeah. It's like the LA of Canada.
Yep.
A lot of stuff there.
I'll throw it out there. So when I'm out there, if any Canadian sandwich eaters want to come have a sandwich with your boy,
Yeah. I mean,
you know.
follow us on
Shaboom.
Twitter at the John Sandwich 2 and get updates from him.
that's right.
You know, I mean, the updates will happen probably like
Yeah.
3 weeks after he's done being there, but
Mm-hmm.
because we are terrible social media.
Which we
Unless
we
you
have to get
follow,
better.
and
we have to
I-
get better.
You have to give me the notification on my phone.
That's true.
You have to follow first, and then I will pay attention.
I upgraded my phone and like freaking, I've re-downloaded it and downloaded it, and for some reason the Twitter is just like it won't work on here anymore.
Dog shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's only Twitter though. That's the
Logging
thing I've noticed
in,
so
or
far.
just like how Twitter works? Is it
just it's
Bugged out?
it's not loading feed, so I can log in, but every time I try to load a feed, it's just errors every time.
Oh, does it say try again?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
this has
it
been
does
going on
that.
for like 2 weeks. So
Hmm.
Twitter, you need to fix that. That way we,
yeah,
our followers could follow us.
yeah, you're hurting with my business.
Make sure the
Twitter.
developer is Twitter Inc. and not some Chinese lettering.
Mhm. Don't make me take this straight to the top and Trump. I'll take it up there.
And
Yeah.
he'll ban all Twitters.
Yeah, he'll ban
I
all
mean,
Twitters.
He's good about that.
He's gonna be like,
right?
I gotta have my sandwich.
Yep.
That guy's eating a lot of sandwiches in his day. He needs a sandwich.
Yep. All right. Maybe I
don't
should
know
get a
if
beer.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh wait, you have your
Probably.
choice. You have your choice this week of either. I brought this delicious. It's called Voodoo Ranger Juicifer IPA. It's a rotating series. I don't know how long it's going to be available, but it's actually really good.
All right, I'll have one of those.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I get it. Juicifer.
Juicifer.
It's like Lucifer.
Here you go, my friend. Try this out.
will
Careful
try
though,
that.
it's got a little rattlesnake bite to it.
Lucifer being an old pagan myth.
So I think we
Or
might
absolute
just,
fact if you're my mother.
This is like the Montucky of IPA. It's very classic.
So that's forever.
And then we
then we
have,
also have-
straight from the golf course.
Yeah.
White Claw.
You know what? For
Ruby
IPA, that's pretty
grapefruit.
smooth.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it.
You wouldn't know it, but we are actually living in sunny California right now on the golf course and the beach.
And we're drinking our claws.
Yep.
Actually, pass me a claw, will you?
We're thinking about going to Muscle Beach after this.
Of course.
This is
You know,
for my
working out.
California peeps.
Head down to the pier, grab a canola, do some
Oh,
surf.
there. See?
Raspberry.
California. I'm going to try some
Go to my
raspberry
friend's-
White Claw.
500 square foot apartment.
You know what I hate about White Claws, man? Is when they first came out, like I thought they'd be like super hydrating. It's like you're basically just drinking alcohol water, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never had a worse hangover
Then White Claw?
than White Claw, man. White Claw is the fucking worst hangover I've had.
Dang. How much alcohol is in these
I
things?
don't know. Maybe it's just because like you feel so hydrated that you could just drink them all day and all night and not drink any water in between.
That's true. Only 2 carbs, though. That's not bad. 100
2
calories.
sugars, 20 grams of
Oh.
sodium. That's good.
That's pretty good.
You know a beer's trying to be healthy when they put the nutrition facts on there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, because most of these, like, you'll never find a nutritional
Like this,
facts. Like,
this is like alcohol percentage.
Yeah,
that is
that's
like,
it.
look how healthy
That's
this is.
all you need.
the
Really.
company saying, "Are you kidding me? It's fucking beer.
Yeah.
It's
You
shit for
fucking
you."
pussy. Quit reading the nutrition facts.
Craft beer is supposed to be a meal.
Yeah.
You can just,
It's 300 calories, and you know
Yeah.
it.
It's a fucking sandwich in a, what was
it's a
that?
sandwich in a can.
Bread in a can, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Chicken in a can.
That's what gives you the diabetes, right? Is the sugars in the beer, not the actual alcohol.
Is that true?
I don't know if that's true. But I don't know if it's not true.
I'm not a chemist or a doctor or a beer expert.
I
mean,
think
this is pretty low in everything. That's not bad.
alcohol actually lowers your blood sugar.
I think that's right.
You know, so it's probably making your pancreas and everything like work super hard, and your liver, of course. So
It's only
It just
5%
so,
alcohol.
so maybe it like
bad.
produces more or less insulin. Maybe that, I don't know.
How much
but-
is a Bud Light in alcohol?
And I like 4.2.
4.2 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a 5er.
So this is actually heavier. That's weird.
Is
Crazy.
that
Yeah.
just as big of a can as this? Is that 12 ounces or is that like 8 ounces
This,
is
or 10 ounces?
it's 12 ounces.
12 ounces. All right.
Happy
Fun.
medium.
that's fun.
Interesting. Cool. Fun.
Fun. All right.
Yeah. You know that's how we spend.
This is the
So we do it.
future of alcohol.
Chad.
Is it? Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, why do you think it's the future of alcohol?
It's just lighter and less bad for you, I guess. I can't say that for sure, but
I think-
it just has less calories and less sugars.
Yeah.
I think that's something that beer has a shitload of, especially when
Yeah.
you drink like 8 of them, like I do.
Well, if it's between this and vaping alcohol, I hope this is the
This is
future
like-
of drinking.
Yeah.
This is vape beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, have you seen the actual vapor beer?
Yeah, where they like vape it up and
Yeah.
inhale the
Yeah.
alcohol or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
crazy?
And it only lasts like 15 minutes, so pretty much you
Ah.
get 15,
Oh,
20 minutes.
wow.
Yeah.
Can you get hungover from it?
You know,
That's the
that's a question I do not have the answer to.
Probably not.
But
'cause I
probably-
imagine
yeah.
Most of the hangovers come from the dehydration.
The dehydration and your liver working
Yeah,
like
Pee
super
out
hard.
on vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem is, or the solution is, just don't pee. Just hold it in the
Yeah.
whole time. Let your
Yeah.
body absorb all that back in.
It's true. It's true.
And you'll be fine. Just let it sit.
All right, so we might
That's
do
not
like
bad.
a random question episode, and like maybe
Yes.
we'll ask a question and see where the
We have a
conversation
theme.
takes from there. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
You know?
wise.
you know,
That's
just
very wise.
all right. Well, let's see
I
here.
think that's why.
Random question. John, give me a number.
87.
87. Eric.
I am going to say 64.
All right, someone do math. 87 plus 64.
Yes.
I could probably
It's too early in the morning.
140,
151.
51.
All right, it's too early in the morning. It's not too early to drink beer, but it's too early to do math.
Now
That's
that,
for sure.
now that I know we're going to be doing math, I'll be picking lower numbers.
What are computers for anyway?
151. Is that what you guys said?
Yeah.
151.
151, yo.
Malibu juice. Okay, 151.
Remember when your teacher was like, "You're not gonna have a calculator in your pocket all day long, are ya?"
No.
What a dummy.
Dumb bitch.
All right,
That's not future thinking
151.
there.
Thank you.
In
Miss
what
Booker.
way do you differ? In what way do you differ most from your best friend?
Oh my god.
My best friend. That would probably be Vanessa, my best friend, who I spend the most time with.
I mean, we could take this conversation on.
Anger issues. I don't
Anger
have
issues,
that
yeah.
bad anger issues,
Yeah.
and Vanessa just gets pissed off all the
Yeah.
time.
Nice. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. It's so tough. I have so many
She's-
best friends. I got two
she's
best friends sitting right
passionate.
here next to me.
She's super passionate about things, and I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that.
So like,
I don't get like
the.
fired up very
Yeah.
easily.
Does that passion does it lead to like motivation too, or since you're like not as passionate, are you like a lack of motivation?
It's not really motivation. It's just like if something falls through, I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
I'm good with it. That's life. Move on.
True.
I'm sure it does affect my motivation. Like I probably would have more motivation to do things had I have like that amount of passion that Vanessa does.
Yeah.
Because like if one thing goes wrong on like a project that Vanessa's going on, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Just like, well,
Okay. Move
that
on.
stems from my
Next.
dad and my brother being huge pessimists.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, fuck me. That's my life
Yeah.
all the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh. That was like their thing. They'd always say like, well, that's Thurston luck for you. You fuck up. Like,
Damn, thirsty.
all right, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
It's kind of with like Mary, like Murphy's Law. She literally has like the law in her name.
Mhm.
You know.
Someone can fuck up. It will
Yeah.
certainly do so.
For sure. Why cry over spilt milk and shit? I would say.
Why? Well, but you would cry over White Claw spilt
That's
all
true.
over my table earlier,
All
John.
over the
I teared up a little
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, you don't want to spill that shit.
Yeah.
I tried to hide it from you.
So how do you differ?
I got a
from your
lump
best
in
friend,
my
Eric?
throat.
Well, I'm gonna pick. I'll pick my girlfriend as well, since that's what we're probably all.
All right, so let's change the subject. How do we differ from our significant other?
I would say I would agree with John. I guess like I'm more of the docile one in the relationship, where I don't tend to freak out over every little thing. So with she's more plan orientated and stuff, where things have to be like planned out all in advance, and I'm more like let's
Just go with the flow,
go with the
man.
flow. Let's see where things lie out, man. Let's see how they go. Let's see how they go, baby.
So how does that kind of make your relationship better or worse?
Oh, it drives her fucking nuts.
Does it?
Like, yeah. So I've been trying a lot harder to, I guess, grab the bull by the horns and like attack things right out. Which honestly, it's like a better way to do it because, we've brought up anxiety plenty of times. Like if I let things just simmer and stuff, that's just a longer amount of time that I have to live with that anxiety. So I find that when I do things her way, where I just like freaking, hit the list and just start knocking things off of it and try to stay to that, I find like I can get over things a little quicker and I don't have to worry about them as long. So obviously she was right and I'm wrong in this situation. But that's always my first thought in my head is just to let things play out. And then, But then I have to stop and think about it and say, well, I probably should take this seriously and get it going and knock it out. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, well, like one example, I mean, we could talk about this for, a few more minutes, of course, like as we think of more stuff, but like one thing for sure I know, which is different with Mary and I, is she's a stressor about everything, about money, about, her next work week, about planning the next work week. And I'm not so much of a go with the flow guy. I am a go with the flow guy, but I'm also not a stressor. Like even if I do stress, I don't show my
I think
stress.
we're all pretty similar.
My
know,
threshold for what's super important is way higher.
Yeah.
I think. Like I will remember something and be on top of it and stress out about it if I deem it like super important. Like, oh, I got to get new tags on the car. Like that's something I'm gonna plan out and do. But like, I gotta go to the store and pick up like some house decor. I'm not gonna be like.
So I'm kind of
oh,
like
fuck the decor.
I'm kind of like vibing at an overall theme right here is that we may all be procrastinators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's what it is.
We are all procrastinators.
Hence our 2-year hiatus.
Imagine our potential. Just imagine our potential if we weren't like that.
Right?
I know. Well, I was actually talking about this with Mary, like I think yesterday or the day before. I was like, imagine if like the John Sandwich didn't take that 2-year break.
Where we'd be right now. Probably
Like-
a little more
probably a little bit more listeners.
journalistic.
Well, actually, we'd probably be further along because, you know,
For
like
sure.
we'd probably have our website up and obviously a shit ton more episodes.
Speaking of which, I have to pay a bill right now. Thank you for reminding me. I was going to procrastinate.
Yeah.
We just need to go get a prescription for Adderall, and we'll be fine.
I've been on that shit, man.
How
Me
is-
too. It was.
I've never had.
Not amazing.
Isn't it pretty much just like crack?
It's
It's an meth. It's an amphetamine.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not meth, but
I didn't
feels
really.
like it.
They had me on a super, super high dosage, and I didn't feel a fucking thing.
Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They put me on extended release. And I
Uh-huh.
was just sitting in class, like in college, and I'm like, just hear doof, doof of my heart just beating, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like hyper focusing on literally everything, and my notes, while they looked amazing, were way too thorough.
Yeah.
I was just like, afterwards, my brain would be so fried,
Really?
like I'd just be so exhausted, and then they tell me, oh, don't take any more, take it till the morning, but like by the time it's night, I'm already like withdrawing, and I'm like on the ground, like breathing heavily and like super tired, super
So, like, if you have
like,
AAD or ADD, sorry, it's supposed to calm you down. So maybe you're not, you know, ADD because
I took it when I was a
it
kid.
hyped you up.
That's why I was like, oh, maybe it will work, because I took it as a kid, and according to my parents, it helped me, and they did all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it was the extended release portion, because I got the regular version, and they told me, oh, you could like cut it in half and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
or cut it into quarters even if you
Mhm.
wanted to. And I was like, okay, I'll try that, and then I did that, and that was way better. But I was like, man, I feel like this could go too far. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop doing it, because
Yeah,
it's just
Wow.
it's a powerful drug, man.
Oh, it is.
It
Like
is
I
powerful.
stopped doing it just because it was such a pain in the ass to go get your prescription refill. You had to go to
That
the
too.
doctor and get retake the test and shit. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking do this, man.
Yeah,
like,
they
I've
make it
lived
very difficult.
My life like 26, 27 years like without it.
Yeah, and that's what
You
my
know?
thought process was. It's like, I don't want to be coddled by medication. you know?
Yeah, it's like
I'm
you'll
gonna learn.
I'll
live
figure
with
out my way, you know.
Yeah, live with my thoughts,
Yeah, exactly.
my actions. You know.
And you know, a lot of other people that I there is people that actually do need medications and stuff, right?
Yeah, it works for people.
But like most of the people that I've talked to that have been on medications, they didn't like them, man. Like they liked who they were. They just need that extra like the self-esteem boost up, or just like that little bit of extra focus. And like trying to get that, it either made them so like numb that they couldn't, like they weren't the same person, or you know, it just, you know, like, you know, they just didn't care for it. You know, it's like, you know, there comes to a point to where you're so medicated that you're just not the person that you were before.
Yeah, you're just like buying time. You know.
Yeah. You know, so it's not really fixing problems. Like, is that who you want to be? Is just like this numb, like, all right, I am not super over hyperactive anymore. I'm not depressed, but yeah, then again, I don't feel happy either. You know,
Right.
you know, so you get this like, it's just like middle ground of nothingness, which is I kind of am right now. Is just like, as me being a Vulcan, you know, I'm always like super calm and stuff, and I bottle everything up, like all my emotions, sad emotions, happy emotions. I usually keep it all in there. And that's what works for me. But like for some people, it's like having like that nothingness, and then just that pure middle ground of like, you know, they'd rather be either depressed and try to work out the depression
Yeah.
than just be like not feeling anything.
Yeah, you have to really look inside to see what's best for you. You can't just assume like, oh, doctor, give me pill make me better.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. It's just, it gives you a bit of a push, and you have to like
Yeah.
make it real in your own mind, which medication can help you like get out of that shell that you might be in.
Mm-hmm.
But like extended amounts of time can, that's
Yeah,
what I was
you know.
thinking. Like I got what I like, I guess, wanted with the Adderall. Like I got some focus, and I learned how to like focus myself and like what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately after that, like 1 month after like the first dose, I was like, man, I don't really need this, because like I felt wrong just doing it. And
Yeah.
I felt like I can do this myself.
Yeah.
And I think that was
You know,
pretty
and I
important
think
for
that's
me.
what people like. I think that's what we should be pushing more. Is like, you know, we'll give you a little bit of a help, like maybe some like really low dosages, just to kind of like make you feel like a tad bit better or whatever.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit more focus. But then like instead of like over medicating you, like let's figure out how you could judge your own body and how you could
Yeah.
work with your own emotions. You know, whether it be through like meditations or like, you know, talking
Therapy.
to or therapy and like talking to people that really care.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we should be like trying to get these people to do is like figure
Yeah.
out themselves. You know, like
There's not as much of a stigma these days, but even like just a couple of years ago, there was a larger stigma for things like therapy and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there really
absolutely.
shouldn't. Like if you
no, there
can
shouldn't be, man.
fix it through words and like the proverbial teach a man to fish,
Yeah.
then that's what you should do if you have the opportunity to see a therapist or something. Absolutely do that rather than medication, because you can completely fix yourself mentally if you like, I'm not going to say you can absolutely through therapy, but it can help.
Yeah.
And if you can avoid like those opiates, then that's
Yeah.
a fucking plus right
Oh,
there,
yeah.
because
Well, like it took
ruins
me a long
so many
time.
lives.
It took me a long time to start figuring out my own body, and I'm still working on it. You know, which you know we should all be, but you know,
it doesn't
took me
help that it changes all
Yeah.
the time too.
but it took me a long time to like really figure out like how like my own feelings and like my anxieties and like some of my depressions and some of my highs and lows, like how they work with myself. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it took me a long time to like figure out, and like it took me a long time to calm myself down from a lot of those like super bad and hard spikes.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and that's the thing. It's just like once you like start figuring out your own body and how it works and how like different things work with your body, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
you can
you
adapt
really-
to that.
Like one of the main reasons I cut out like soda, it wasn't because like I wanted to be healthy. It's because like there was a variable in my body. I was always getting anxiety. I always felt like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done the healthy eating and I've done this, and like soda was that one thing I never quit. So it's like, you know, like let's start, you know, taking out like some of these variables, and soda was like one of the biggest fucking thing that was ruining me.
Yeah.
You know, just like all the caffeine, all the sugar, you know, always, you know,
Craving it.
craving
too.
it, and just like the weight gain because of it, and just like everything, you know, like having that much sugar in your body is not fucking good.
No.
No.
You know, it was like I was drinking like 3 or 4 fucking big gulps a day. You know, like I was probably drinking a full bag, 2 pounds of sugar a day.
Mhm.
You know,
Humans are not meant to have that much sugar. In their
yeah,
body.
you know. So
They're
it's
not-
just like it's finding those variables that works for you. You know, like. And you know,
Yeah, it'll
once
take
you
some
find
digging.
that thing, you know, and then
Yeah.
then after you like start feeling better, you can kind of like figure out how your mind works and like what makes you feel like shit and what doesn't, and like what triggers anxieties and what doesn't. You know, like too much coffee. You know, like I can't drink too much. I could have a couple cups.
Yeah.
If I drink more than that, like I'm not going to eat all day because coffee super suppresses my appetite,
Mhm.
and then I'm just going to drink more fucking coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's my issue and stuff. Like freaking, usually there's definitely a line to cross with the
Mhm.
coffee where I can't go a certain amount. If I do, then I fucked up the rest of my day. I'm just like
Yeah.
jittery and
yeah.
ugh.
It's like biting my nails, man. I fucking bit my nails from when I was a little kid up until like my mid-20s, and I don't bite my nails anymore. I fucking cold turkeyed that shit.
Yeah.
That was one of the
stops.
hardest fucking things I've ever done, was biting my nails.
I do that occasionally.
Oh, I was bad. Like my nail beds would bleed just because I would bite them every single day.
Dang.
Oh,
I was a habitual biter,
oof.
like those nervous tick type bites, you know.
Yeah. I'd
Habitual.
only be biting them if I was like at the movie theater. I'm like, damn it,
Yeah. Hangnail, yeah.
scratchy. I need it off.
Yeah, but I was a habitual fucking nails all the way down here, like nail
Yeah.
biter, you know.
Yeah. I was like that as a kid, and like one day I just got my nails so bad and it bled so bad. I was like, I'm quitting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold turkey. I'm
Yeah.
done biting my nails.
I didn't care. Like I was like, fuck it, it hurts, whatever. I'll just move on to the next nail.
Oof.
You know.
Ow.
I do like the leg shake, like one leg shaking like that. Just,
Oh,
like
yeah.
knee up and down. I have to like mentally tell myself, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, you know, it's weird, man. Like
I do that all the time.
You
I
get
don't give a shit.
you
Whatever.
you get rid of a habit and then another habit forms. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, and then you know it's happening. You know, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little thing.
But should
know.
some habits be destroyed?
No.
No, I mean, it makes you feel better, right? It's the same thing. Like the Underneath
it's
it's the
just
same
getting
thing
rid
as,
of
like,
energy, really.
Yeah, getting
Just
rid of
mental energy.
As a child, like self-soothing and rocking yourself back and forth. It's pretty much
Yeah.
it. It's a way to cope.
I don't know. Like my new coping mechanism is just like putting it all in. You know? it's terrible for you. I know it is, but I do it, man.
Every advice you have is just bottle it up.
Yeah, that's
Just
my thing,
shove
man.
it down.
Stuff it deep down inside until it one day explodes.
Yeah, I haven't had the explosion yet. Like I'm pretty good at like bottling it all up and just like
Maybe
kind of,
you
like,
think you're bottling it up, but maybe you're just processing it.
maybe
That's true.
you know. But
Because
like
if you think
I do
about
like
it-
I do like self meditations where it's like, you know, and just fucking kind of try to release it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
maybe
at the
that's
end
what
of
you're
the day,
doing.
You
You're
know,
not
I
actually-
bottle it up for the whole day and then I try to release it.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
in
you're
spurts.
like a filter for the world, where you're just taking all these evils and stuff, bad energy, and you push it
You're
out
just
as good
going-
energy, cleanse it, and push it back into the world as good energy.
you know that'd be awesome if that was.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be a good
cool, man.
X-Men power right there.
Our-
That would be. I will take the evil powers within.
Filter it up,
All the red aura.
expel the pure energy into the world.
Yeah.
That's what Goku does.
Is that right?
Yeah. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Shows off the chain.
I've heard of it.
It's fucking awesome.
No.
If you need help working out, you watch Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
and you'll be
Yeah.
like, "That's how you work out," and you'll be pumped.
Yeah, I've been thinking about working out again, man. Like,
Yeah.
you get in the gym scene, like either the gym scene or like joining
Michael Jordan.
jiu-jitsu dojo.
Oh, that'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Because I used to wrestle a long
It's a
time
good way
ago,
to-
and like
yeah.
it's not the same, but it's
But it's
really
similar.
close.
The
Yeah.
judo, yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing moves.
Yeah.
You won't get
Submissions
punched in
and
the
stuff.
face as much.
Yep.
I think
That
that'd be
would
fun.
suck.
Maybe one day
You can join ILKB.
You can work your way up the chain, and you can be one of those people that fake attack Steven Seagal, where he like lays waste to them. You can be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, he barely touches you, and you go, oh.
Or have you seen those
He's
videos?
a sheriff.
Is he? Oh, that's right.
Have you seen those videos, like those martial artists that don't even touch you? They just go like this, and you know, like Jedi fucking
Yeah.
kung fu
Yes,
masters and
yes.
stuff. How fucking ridiculous is that, man?
That is ridiculous.
There's this Chinese MMA fighter. Speaking of that, who was like a legit MMA fighter, studied boxing and stuff, and is a frequent whistleblower for Tai Chi experts and like stuff like that, which China has a lot of these so-called experts and like deadly martial artists. And he's one of the people who says like, all right, kung fu and all this, that's all bullshit. Shut up. And a lot of these masters, they're called, two of them actually invited him over to say like, oh, let's fight then, thinking that he wouldn't show up because of just there's so much culture involved with these masters that no one really has the balls to like say, oh, you're a piece of shit, shut up, you're just lying, you're like you're like essential oils of fighting, you know. And he actually showed up to two of these fights and he beat the shit out of a Tai Chi expert who was like this old man too, who is squaring up, just decided to square up against this MMA fighter who is like this shorter dude, really muscular. Fought him. MMA fighter just annihilated him with punches and knees to the head and everything. And everyone stopped him and they were like, oh my God. And then everyone hated him after that. And he actually got like red listed on China on their like social, you know, their social point thing.
Oh yeah.
He's not allowed to fly on planes. He's not allowed to take the train. He's considered like this vagrant, like a criminal almost. And even after that, he fought this kung fu master, beat the shit out of him too, and they stopped him too. After like the master got the shit beat out of him. And
Well, what is it? Like the freaking, those first couple UFCs, like the Gracies and shit.
Yeah.
And they just annihilated like every style.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
you're not
kung
gonna be
fu.
you're not gonna be hopping around when you're on the ground and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, it's like, and then they
Those are
made rules
technique
kind of
when you
against
get-
it, you know,
Yeah.
like, but back in the old UFC days, anything was like, dude, I remember like the first like one or two pay-per-views or whatever. This guy was just getting fucking beat up in the nuts, man. Just like,
I remember
like
that.
nut fucking. The only thing you couldn't do or like not the nuts, but like the groin and like the groin area and shit. I think the only thing you couldn't do was like bite or something like that.
Yeah, and like go for the eyes or something.
Yeah, and
They didn't
everything
even
else
have
was
gloves.
fair game, man.
I remember like
They
this
were just
guy
fisting each other.
this guy had like this guy's arms like this, like one up here, and then he had his legs on the other guy's arms. And just started fucking elbowing him like in the temple and shit over and over.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that.
they're
fight.
fucking gruesome,
It used to
man.
be brutal.
I think the rules are with the rules that they put in place, like definitely helps the sport. You know,
Yeah.
there's only so much brutality.
It's probably a good
Yeah.
thing. Because
Even
like
if
back in the day, there didn't even have weight classes either. You'd have like a 300-pound dude versus like an 80-pound guy.
Yeah, and even if you're
Crazy.
like 25-0 as a UFC fighter, with those rules, you're gonna be fucked up by then.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna be able to fight your 26th.
I do wish UFC was done a little bit more like boxing and less like WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the fights are real. You know, I will give them that, but they are still all contracted through the UFC. So the best fighter in the world is not fighting the best fighter in the world.
Yeah, that's what
You
pisses
know.
me off. It's like, let's put this best fighter in the world against this new guy who's like
Yeah. But
5-2.
If they did it more like boxing, to where boxing, like anybody could challenge anybody if you have a good enough record and you have like,
badass.
you know, like, and you're badass, you know, like once you're a world champion, you are the world champion. You're not just the
Yeah.
UFC champion,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I don't really like UFC that much. Bellator kicks ass.
Yeah, but still just a promotion, just like UFC, you know?
Yeah, but they at least offer free stuff.
Well, yeah, you know, but I would like to see the best fighter in the world against the best fighter in the world,
Yeah.
you know?
Who would that be? I don't know any fighters.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
Something
But, you know,
Diaz and
But it's just
some
like a wrestling
Brazilian guy,
promotion.
I'm
It's like,
sure.
oh, you know, well, it's all about the card of UFC, and it is ran exactly like a WWE promotion is. You know, they have a pay-per-view every month, maybe 2 a month.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
yeah.
it just the UFC guys versus the UFC guys. You know, the promotions, the build is just a real version of WWE. You
I
know?
don't think I've seen one in forever.
I think the last fight I actually bought was the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
Oh, I saw the highlights of that one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The highlights.
Yeah, the highlights.
It's him. I don't know. I think I would be more. I did like Ronda Rousey fighting. She was fun to watch.
Yeah. What happened
Yeah.
to her, man?
She lost.
UFC is mental.
She got her ass kicked like
she's
twice in a row.
She's in her Rocky. She entered the Rocky 3 point of her career right now.
Yeah.
So lost the eye of the tiger and
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah. I would like to see her make a comeback now.
Yeah.
I like
cool.
that they can wail on each other's head and not immediately like go limp and knock out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Don't she wrestle now?
Just like
Yeah, she did like WWE for like a year, and now she's on like a hiatus. I don't know if she's gonna come back or what she's doing. You know, I don't know. I'd like to see her make a UFC comeback. It won't ever happen.
CM Punk.
I think she
did he
already
go
made a
UFC
comeback
too?
and lost.
CM Punk went to UFC and got his ass kicked twice.
Okay.
Yeah, like destroyed.
Yeah, just like embarrassed.
Who would want
Yeah.
that? Like, I want to go against the hardest punchers in the world to
Right.
punch me in the
Yeah.
fucking face.
You know, like, but it's something you wanted to do, man. Like, you got, you know, if that's something you wanted to do, then at least he did it.
Yeah.
You know,
Be too afraid of permanent damage.
Not everybody could be Brock Lesnar.
no, that's one thing you cannot be. That guy is a fucking physical specimen,
Yes.
man.
He was born
Dude.
for this.
Yeah, he's born that way,
Yeah,
dude.
he's
Like,
I
born
think
now.
everyone that just sees him is like, the fear just is struck deep within them.
dude, that
if
guy.
he gets in the
yeah.
ring with someone.
Yeah, I don't even.
Oh.
You don't even have to be in the ring. You can just be in the same building. I'm probably leaving it. You know, it's like, oh shit, that's Brock Lesnar. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know, that guy's like what, like 6'3", like 280 fucking pounds of pure muscle. Fuck that.
His traps are bigger than my biceps.
You know, he was a fucking world class, you know, wrestler. He was like a collegiate, like state or national champion. He was an NFL linebacker, DN, like during preseason for the Vikings. He was a WWE wrestler. He was a UFC champion, heavyweight champion.
Just a renaissance man.
And just fucking
He's a
destroyed
polymath.
everything, man. And the only thing that made his career go down was like his diverticulitis.
Really?
Yeah, like he was having like super bad like stomach problems. Like almost died from it.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. And that's what stalled his whole career pretty much. If he didn't have that, it's because he just eats like fucking pounds of meat a day, man. That's all he eats is
Yeah.
fucking cow. Like he'll get like a fucking 85-ounce fucking ribeye and just pound it for breakfast, you
These
know?
guys' diets are like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's like one, like if I was at a bar and my girl came up to me and she was like, "Oh, this dude insulted me," I'd be like, "Well, probably deserved it."
Apologize.
Go apologize. Bro. Jesus Christ.
Jeez, man.
Seeing this man?
Can I buy you a
I'm
beer?
gonna go over there and confront that man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Fuck that.
Can I buy you a cake, sir? I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah,
for my girlfriend's actions.
Yeah.
Just call him
My
cops.
girlfriend is a bitch. I will say that right now. She deserved everything you said.
Yeah,
Apologize to the gentleman.
but thank
Emily.
you. Somebody finally put her in her place.
I'm not mad enough to be able to do that. So thank you for all of what you do.
Can I have an autograph? Thank you.
Jeez.
Some people are just exceptional at everything. Like
Yeah.
Soundgarden's, what is it? Is the bassist of Soundgarden? He's like was a Green Beret and also
I didn't know
did
that.
some other shit and like flew helicopters or something
Oh, wow.
as well. Special forces. Also is a sick bass player.
Yeah, it's great at everything, I guess.
Some people are like that, man. Do you think that success? Do you feel like sometimes it's lucky, or do you feel like just people just have that drive, just like to do everything like so
I think-
well, like all the
It's
time?
probably
Like,
like drive.
you know.
need to be like.
I think
constantly on
the very
grind.
famous part of it is kind of luck,
mhm.
but they got there because of their drive.
Yeah.
Because like the Soundgarden guy, like I think that person just has the drive to just go at anything
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
just stick with it, but also have the focus to like stick with those things. Because that's really the hard part, you know. Like you can start a lot of things, but to stick with it and like research to become better at it,
Yeah.
i.e. like guitar and stuff. Like you can practice all day long, but you have to also like research and
Yeah.
view other people and do all that stuff, and people just have an aptitude for that.
It probably
Like-
doesn't hurt to surround yourself with other talented individuals as well.
Like
That's true.
I try to do that with this podcast. I'd say I'd probably give it like 5% drive of what those successful people do.
Mhm.
You know, but like I try to make it like sound really good and like videos like good, obviously. But it's like, you know, like if we really wanted to, we could do a podcast every single day and like post out and do our website, merchandise, Twitter every day, Instagram, all this shit that we should be doing if we actually want to have successful podcasts that we don't, you know?
Maybe we should try an experiment where we try to do that for a week and stuff and really promote the shit out of it and see if it makes any difference.
You know, but it's not just about the week though. It's like you have to grind it every
Yeah.
single day. You know, it's like Joe Rogan, the most successful podcast in the world. He does 2 podcasts, 3 podcasts a day. You know,
Yeah, it's like being in a band in my teenage years.
it's saturation.
You go to other people's shows and you hand out demos and you
Yeah.
fucking you gotta hit the streets.
It's all about saturation. If you have enough content and you're blasting that content to every single possible viewer or listener you can, eventually people are going to listen,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, someone's gonna click on it.
You know, but you know, like it would nice if it would just happened organically as we are doing it right now with like practically zero effort. All we're doing right now is talking, putting it on like every single podcast app out there with no
Yeah.
promotion, and
Right.
we're not making money, but we're having fun.
So we get
Yeah, this
is
fun.
discovered.
And
You
it's
know?
building, it's going up.
It is going up. You know, I'm not bitching about the podcast at all. I was just putting, you know, like the drive aspect, like just putting it in context to what we
Yeah.
were talking about. you
But
know?
it's also
Trying to get a
much easier when
sponsorship
it's your
going there.
job.
yeah, I feel like I'm really lit up right now, and you guys are really. John, you want to
I'm
see
kind
what
of in the dark.
you want to see what it looks like if we turn on the light?
Well,
Yeah.
I am brown, so I'm probably gonna be darker than you guys.
Holy shit!
Oh, let it
Once it focuses.
focus.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's fine.
Is it okay? I feel like I don't know. It's really bright right now.
The dark episode.
We can
Hmm.
keep it on. I mean, or not. It's up to you.
No, that's fine. I think I was getting too tired the other way.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
getting kind of sleepy.
All right,
and
cool.
It's kind of cloudy and
Yeah, yeah.
sprinkling oh so lightly. John Man's grapevines and
Yeah.
his apple tree.
Yeah.
You have the whole Pike Place Market in your backyard.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
man. All I need is a fucking river, some copper fucking river salmon running through it. And
John Man practically has a vineyard in his backyard.
Practically.
Just
I can go outside and get a Honeycrisp apple right
you
fucking
sure could,
now.
man. You should pick some and then go make a pie or whatever. Dude, you know what? We are on a new. Speaking of which, I didn't tell you guys we were on a new podcast app.
Are we?
We're on Stitcher now.
Ooh,
I saw
Stitcher.
the notice on because I'm connected to the Gmail.
Oh, are you?
I was
Okay.
like, what the fuck? And then I saw John Sandwich, and I was like, oh, that's not mine. I
Yeah.
thought I was hacked for a second.
Stitch.
So we're on Stitcher now. So all you viewers out there, if you are a Stitcher viewer,
What's
or
up,
listener,
Stitchies?
You know,
What are Stitchers called?
I
Like
like
the
Stitchies.
users.
I like
Stitchies?
yeah, Stitchies, yeah,
Stitchers, maybe?
I better,
stickers,
I better
or
down-
Stitches.
Stitches.
Ooh.
Stitches get stitches.
I better re-download Stitcher.
I mean, you already listened to Apple Podcast, right?
Yeah. I do.
We do have a listener
Spotify.
out there, and
Religiously.
listener out there, because you are probably the only one. Text us, or not text us, but comment on the John Sandwich 2 or one of our YouTube videos, the iWatch user. He downloads, or she downloads our podcast. Pretty much the last 3 episodes have been downloaded on her iWatch,
Oh.
Watch OS. So I see you. You are the only user so far.
Don't embarrass her.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
him.
iWatch user, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Whoever you are.
We're
thank
here
you.
for you.
Yep.
Just keep listening.
Do you want me to cut that out?
Thank you. No.
Okay, good.
That's funny.
Because we are live and unfiltered, all right?
Yeah.
I was just saying thank you, and let me know how it sounds on your iWatch. I haven't like done anything on my iWatch. Maybe I should like listen to more podcasts on my iWatch. But yeah, let me know how it sounds on your iWatch, because
Are you
I
gonna get the new iWatch?
know I have the old iWatch.
Oh.
You know, it's just like everything else. You buy something and all of a sudden it's outdated.
Yeah.
Just like I used to have a new iPhone, and I usually buy
Fuck
it.
you now. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it's the
Sorry.
old iPhone, yeah,
It's the 8.
yeah.
That's the good one though, right? Like I heard that's the good one
Is it?
because it's waterproof and the other ones weren't, right?
I don't
Something
think
like
I don't think the 8 is waterproof. I'm too afraid to test it out.
Let's test it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's
And
do
if
it
it
in
doesn't
beer.
work, we could put it in rice, and the Chinese Santa Claus will come in and fix my phone.
That's why you put it in rice.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
what-
it's a common misconception that it soaks up
Yeah,
the moisture.
Yeah.
Actually, it just attracts the Asian Santa.
yeah.
Different.
And he puts on like his scrubs, just like his factory job,
Right.
and he just starts scrubbing all the technology and makes it very clean.
It's like expires in a couple days. I wonder if this beer's gone bad. It tastes different.
Does it? Then the last
Does
one.
it
Mhm.
really?
Does this one expire?
No.
Oh, this one expires in a couple days
Couple
too.
days. Yeah.
You got beer that expires in a couple of days?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? There's like
That's not good.
tastes different.
Maybe that's why it was. Oh, dude, these are the guys that do Fat Tire.
October
New Belgium?
6th, 2019. This has probably been in a factory for like
a long
5
time,
years.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it was on sale.
Nah, probably.
It's still
Get it out of here,
It's still
please.
good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Just tastes different.
Huh.
Yeah, dude, I like New Belgium, man. Their Fat Tire is pretty damn
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh, for sure.
This is actually a really great beer. I'm like surprised
If it
about
gets
the
you
bite.
Who's ready for question number 2?
Oh,
Get
shit.
42 minutes.
See that?
Yeah, it's right.
You know, it works, man. It
It just-
works. Like we have
We
a
go down the
question,
rabbit
and
hole.
it just
Yeah.
fucking happens, man.
Forever.
God,
Let's,
we might have to do this every episode. I mean, it's freaking.
It's gold, man. Give me a number, John.
What's the best number?
1
15.
is the only
That's
number.
the loneliest number.
15.
15.
I'll throw in 10. We'll go 25.
25. Ooh, man, that is that's
If it's too dark, can we do something
I
like
meant
more
11.
lighthearted, please?
11.
26.
If it's like, when did you last say goodbye to a family
If it doesn't
member?
sound good, feel free to skip to the
Then
next one.
no.
Well, it's
Do
just
something
something that you could. We'll save that one for later. It is a little
It's
dark.
dark.
We'll save that for the hour 3 of
What
our
were
podcast.
the last words you said to the most recently deceased family member?
Right.
This is a nice trip down memory lane.
All right.
All right.
My dad's last words before he passed away was, "Son, I'm and then he died.
My
Oh.
grandfather's last words were, "Ow!"
Dude, I do have one of those stories though with my great grandma.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go down this
No,
road.
it was like the saddest fucking thing like
Oh,
I've
good.
ever heard in my life. So my great grandma, when
It took
she
us 44 minutes to get there. Let's do this.
she was pretty much on her deathbed,
Yeah.
right? But she was on her deathbed, and we were like visiting her frequently because she was dying. And I remember one day being in the room with my mom, my grandpa, and obviously it's my grandpa's mom, and myself. And I remember like we were just all talking, hanging out with great grandma and everything. And she like was talking to her son, and she's like, "Am I gonna die?"
Ooh.
And like my grandpa, like the hard truth is like, yes, mom, you are gonna be dying here in like the next couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are not gonna live. Like, and it was like the saddest, like being like a little kid and being like, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah,
You
even
know?
as a kid, you understand that. Like,
But like my
yikes.
what I really appreciated about it was my grandpa's honesty. You know, not trying to like make someone feel better or happier, or like, well, maybe not happier, but like the truth of it. You know, because if you're like, no, you're gonna live for another 3 years, like maybe you wouldn't be able to let go of some of the things you wanted to let go.
Mm-hmm.
But with like hearing, yes, you were gonna die, tonight, tomorrow, like I think she was probably able to let go of some of the things that she needed to let go of.
That's true. Beautiful story.
Yeah.
Sad.
Anyway, so it was 26. Is there something about you that people assume because of your appearance or demeanor? What is a trait or preference you have that people don't expect you to have?
Probably.
What was that first part of the question?
Is there something about you that people assume because of your appearance or demeanor?
Probably
What
that.
is a trait or preference you have that people don't expect you to have?
Probably that I'm like some big sex machine, and boy, was Emily in for a rude
Or were they wrong?
What are they wrong?
Sex machine.
I
Maybe
think
you
I
should-
think like something that's like I'll go first. Like something that's like kind of misperceived about me because of my demeanor or appearance. People think I'm just a fucking straight up asshole.
Yeah, you're easy because you have that look. Yeah, I can see that.
People always just assume I'm a fucking asshole. That and I'm quiet. I'm a quiet guy. I like to analyze the situation before I speak. I just don't go and just like blurting out whatever the fuck I want to blurt out. Like I make sure I read people and analyze the conversation and the situation before I start talking. So I'm quiet. I look like a fucking asshole. Sometimes I am an asshole though. But
Oh, he's the most lovable guy you ever met. But sometimes he does have a resting scowl face, I would say.
yeah.
Just looking around.
So that is one misconception. Like people just think I'm a giant fucking asshole.
Plus, people who are bald are hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Like they're hard boiled.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not hard as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I'm just
not.
saying like that's like the conception that people have.
Yeah.
That
I mean, I
You're a
drive a
badass.
lifted Jeep. I'm bald. I'm a little bit built. Of course, like that guy's probably an asshole.
Yeah.
you don't wear a G-Shock though. That's good.
What's a G-Shock?
It's the like athletic watches that used to be huge. They're like rubber. You could always find them at like Reebok or something
Oh, really?
like that.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, not everybody, but generally speaking, assholes wear G-Shocks.
Really? It was kind of like the tap out shirts, man.
Yeah,
that
it's
guy's
like
wearing
the
a tap out
watch
shirt. And he's a
version of tap-out
fucking
shirts.
wannabe fucking tough guy.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between a tough guy and a wannabe tough
Unless
guy.
he got a
Sure.
cauliflower ear, in which case
He got
be
his
nice to that
fucking
man.
ass kicked. That's what happened. Okay. Yeah,
John and I went to get our nose pierced together, and he had to take it out because fucking nobody would make eye contact with him. Man.
pretty much, man. Jeez.
Is that true?
Yeah, probably.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Shut up.
No, we got our nose pierced together though. I used to just flip mine in though for business.
So did I.
For business, hold on.
Well, that's what I was doing
Let me
too.
put my business face on.
It just got annoying, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like fucking flipping. I'd get my nose pierced like on the side, have a loop right there again, or not again, but I don't know.
Something that's not so dangly.
Yeah, dangly, and I just don't need another thing that makes me look like an asshole. Because
Yeah.
like I can be, but I'm not gonna be like just a asshole just to be an asshole though. Like if I'm being an asshole, you probably deserve it.
Yeah, probably.
So what's a trait or preference, like a misconception trait about you guys?
I don't know. Maybe more in my younger years when I dressed like a hoodlum, I guess. Like I, like wore like baggy clothes and had my hair dyed. Maybe more. There was more of a.
Like that cello thing?
Yeah, people just thought I was different. Maybe I don't know so much these days.
Dude, wasn't that all of California though?
Yeah, that's all.
That was like everybody in California.
That's what I actually had this conversation when I went in the office. I had to go in the office a couple weeks back, like 2 weeks back or whatever. And I'm kind of like known like as the guy with the hair. And
Yeah?
stuff, I
The guy
guess,
with
'cause,
the hair. Nice.
Yeah, with the hair. Yeah,
You got the good hair.
Dude, you do have the good
I'm
hair.
Becky with the good hair. But one lady there, she flew in from another place and stuff. She was just like, God, you have like such a cool, like interesting look. And I'm like it's still like a, you know, it's still like a, I guess she's never seen anything like that before. And I'm like, lady, this is like 90% of California. This is like the way we look.
It's because you're not just some suit.
It's like half California, half Seattle, Washington. You know, flannel. You know, you gotta dress a little bit warm, and then like super casual because of California. You know?
Everybody in California has a goatee and like this hair.
Yeah.
Like,
Or a button up. Yeah, everyone at work, they like, there's nothing that says like you gotta be business appropriate. There's nothing that says that
It's like
in
not
our
even
rule book, and
like,
everyone here is coming in a light blue button up and slacks, and I'm like, you know, you guys are free to like wear whatever.
Everybody's coming in like they're getting ready to pound White Claws. It's weird.
Right? Ready to go get a scotch at the
But
vineyard
I
in a
think that's
second.
like standard business attire is business casual. You know, casual. They're not business appropriate. They're business casual. So at least they're casual wearing jeans and probably have rolled up and shit. You know.
I went in my first day because I was working like late hours that week. So I went in my first day, business appropriate, and then the next day I was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna be here for hours. I'm going for comfortability, and I'm just gonna wear like comfortable pants. Wear my slippers in here. That's how you gotta roll sometimes." What about you? What do people mistake you for?
They mistake me for, like, here at least, since I moved here, people mistake me for this young vagrant hoodlum. When they come to my house, they're like, "Oh my God, you have a couch and furniture? You have stuff at your apartment?"
Oh, so they just don't know, not a hoodlum, but like just not matured enough to have furniture.
Yeah.
Like they think you're a college student
Yeah, exactly.
living on fucking milk crates.
And then they come to my house and they realize, like, yeah, you don't have a fucking crazy party here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't ever think that this is like just some chill spot for you to do drugs in.
there's that point, right? Like freaking where I think that's the level when you hit
That's the
adult.
threshold.
Is when you live. Yeah, you go from living from a
Like,
young man's apartment to a grown-up's apartment. I would say.
Yeah. And a lot of my coworkers, I'm as young as their kids. People who are the same level as me. Two people, my boss and like the person next to me, both have kids among them that are my age. And
You can give me a claw if you want. John, are you drinking all the claws? I haven't had a claw in a while. I want to feel like a fucking. I
claw.
want to feel like a white guy.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like all these are the 6. I wonder. All right, if anybody gets sick, I apologize.
That's all right.
But then they do see my house, and then they're like, "Oh, we can't invite John to anything. He's an adult."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Aw."
You know what I think it is, man? Is women.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Totally
what's
is.
changed. You know, it's like the women mature us.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I've been with
having
Mary
a
since
relationship
before my
matures.
21st birthday. So we had a party house together.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty awesome for a while, until it became not awesome.
Yeah.
Till you have nice things and they fucking break that shit
Yeah.
or steal it.
Or steal it.
We've always been the responsible ones out of our friend group, though. You know, we were always like the responsible ones. The people, like, they'd come over to our house to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our house for dinner. We've always been hosters. You know, so I could relate with you. I've always had furniture. You know, we've always had a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, always, since me and Mary have been together, we've always had a spare bedroom. We've always had furniture. We've always had a nice TV, a place for multiple people to come hang out and chill.
Yeah. And you ask some people about that, and they're like, "What?
Yeah. Dude, there's
You're
some
fucking
people,
rich,
dude, there's
bro."
some people fucking my age are like, you know, still living like the dorm lifestyle,
Yeah.
or living with mom and dad. You
Couch
know?
hopping and
Yeah.
stuff, or yeah." So there's
Oh
nothing.
man, that's so carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll make you burp.
Yeah, it gave me the little bit of the burpees.
Burpees. So yeah, that's
I'm wondering if it tastes
people
different
get me.
because I had a White Claw
Maybe
and that like weirded up my palate.
it's kind of like giving me a little bit of dry mouth though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Yeah,
Drink some more.
I am.
Drink some more.
Just drink up.
with that whistle, buddy.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of like a sub question of this. Actually, there was a sub question on here, so let's do the sub question first. What is your trait or preference you have that people don't expect you have?
I don't. It always comes back to this with me, but it's like I don't work at McDonald's anymore.
Yeah.
or
like it's
Jack in the
kinda
Box,
about
they
the same
kind
thing,
of assume that I don't have stuff.
I guess we kind of answered. Like I would say mine's more of like I'm a thinker. Like I just don't go bludgeonly like doing shit. Like I think things through like thoroughly before I say or do something.
Yeah, then it shows. Like, look at your land, sir.
Yes, my
You have good land.
The land of John Mann.
Good land. Yes.
Good land you have. I will teach you to make corn.
I would say
Please help yourself to the vineyard and the apple orchard.
people.
The apples are ripe for the picking. Would you like a cucumber sandwich?
Are those really grapes right there? I didn't
Dude,
even
those are
know.
fucking grapes, right?
They are
They
actually
look fucking delicious.
they're wine grapes though, so
Wine
they're not
grapes,
as delicious. They're not as sweet as like regular grapes.
He's got a vineyard.
We use it for the wine. I mean,
Yes,
it's
it's for the
nothing
wine.
major. We just use it for the wine.
You know, in my cellar I have a 1986 John
Good
Mann.
year, very
the
good year.
Chateau de John Mann.
I'd say people
This
don't,
one's from Napa.
when they first meet me, they don't realize like how white I truly am. I think on the inside and stuff like.
Oh, they
like,
think you're like
Yeah.
Mexican hoodlum.
Yeah,
Or
like
Indian.
when I was going to high school, my nickname was Carlton just because of how white.
That's a compliment if I've ever heard one.
That's what the Mexicans used to call me, Carlton, because I would just show up in like my band T-shirts and I would say, "Hey, what's up, homies?" Like just so you know, just like
Yeah.
that. But I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast. Something interesting happened to me. A nice follow up, a nice epilogue to my my tale of being fucking people being rude to me at Safeway. Because I did bring up that one time where that guy was like, "Excuse
where you
me."
Oh,
got
yeah,
shoved
yeah,
to
yeah,
the side.
So here's an interesting like a follow up on that. Is that I was at Safeway maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and this old man was like walking up, and he was like trying to walk past me. So like I got my cart there, and I think maybe I don't know what the fuck why he was getting past me, but I'm like got my cart there and I'm loading up on the conveyor belt, you know, put all my stuff in, and he comes in, he kind of shoves me aside and stuff like that. And he gives me that line. He's like, "Excuse me," but he throws in a Jose as he's walking by. Like this guy wasn't wearing a MAGA hat or anything. And it's just like, I was like dumbfounded, like how ridiculously racist that was. I was like, did that just really happen to me? Like, what the hell? Like nobody's ever done that to me before. And then I had a callback to when I was a kid. I was up in Big Bear, California, and we were sledding.
Ooh, Big Bear.
Yeah.
I've heard some good things about Big Bear.
Yeah, and there's like snow everywhere, and these guys were coming down, and like I was watching people like snowboard down and stuff, and this guy was like, "Hey, like out of the way! Hey, Jose, out of the way!" And I'm just like, "Is that just like a derogatory term?"
That's
for Mexican people?
derogatory, yeah.
Or do I just look like a Jose? Like what? What is that?
I think that's just a stereotypical
It's just a stereotypical
Hispanic
Mexican
name.
name, right?
It is.
Mm.
Well, it's just
They're
like
just being a fucking asshole.
But
like
here's another case
yeah.
where I didn't say anything. I was like just so dumbfounded. It didn't seem real. I was telling Emily about it too, and she was telling me like that's kind of how it feels like to be like sexually harassed, where it feels like you're having like an out of body experience. Like, does that really happen? And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's so weird. Plus,
But-
this guy's like an old man. It's like he wasn't like wearing like a MAGA hat or anything, but obviously he was fucking racist as shit. But it was crazy.
wow.
And
it's
like if you
usually
only
better to
knew-
not say anything.
Yeah.
Like I know it feels shitty to like I didn't say anything. I should have like
Well,
let
next
him
time you'd be
have
like,
it. But
Actually, I have the most white person name
Right.
ever. It's fucking Eric,
Fucking Eric,
motherfucker.
learn it. And it's like so weird because it's like, bro, I'm probably whiter than you are. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Damn.
you gotta
Have you seen
remember
my
the
credit
next
score?
time.
Wait,
Like
hold on.
meditate on
I
it.
want to hear this. I adjusted some sound a little bit. Let's see if it comes through.
Coming through a little.
Tiny bit, not as much as it does. Last time, fucking, it came in like a rocket,
Yeah.
but it was really low too.
Yeah, I adjusted the sound a little bit. The trigger and thresholds are a little bit
It's
different.
hard. They're
also.
so loud. It's so hard when you live next to a private airspace.
Yeah, I know, man. Like the backyard, fucking like taxi and runway is just annoying.
Yeah,
I didn't even.
coming in and
I
coming
don't.
out.
I really don't know if it's good for my grapes. They might be suffering a little bit.
Right?
They might
I
be
heard
having a little
that
bit of
from
a
the
foul
noise.
taste
Yeah,
of
from
the
noise
yeah.
that can actually cause them to shrivel up a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about moving my estates, or you know what? Maybe I'll just move the airport.
I
Isn't
would.
it? Yeah, you know.
Should
Get that
definitely set up
airport.
like a no flight time. at
Move
certain
Boeing.
times.
Yeah,
That's a smallish company.
but Yeah, dude, I'm sorry that happened to you,
Fucking
man.
Richard Branson. Richard Branson's coming over for lunch later, so fucking. He has like no. The guy's
Virgin
classless.
Airlines.
I know, man.
Classless.
I had to get fucking fresh English cucumbers for that motherfucker, man.
We told him we were podcasting on this time. This is when he chose to arrive. It's
Yeah.
classless.
Yeah. He runs on his own time, man.
That's true.
Message to you all: coming early is just as bad as showing up late.
It's tough.
That's what she
Also,
said.
coming early is just as bad as showing up late.
Sandwich life is.
But what about planes? But what about the airport?
Yeah, sandwich life, man. It's crazy, man. You know, I don't understand like people's ignorance and just like, you know, it doesn't, I don't get called Jose, but I definitely get the me first attitude a lot. You know, it's like, no, I was here first, or I'll cut in front of you, or, you know, I don't get the Jose, but you know, there's definitely I mean, he could have just cut in front of you without calling you Jose, and
He
he
could
could
have just gave an excuse me. That's it.
and then he could have just been a regular asshole, but now he has to be a racist asshole.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Was he old enough to where you could have just like shoved him and he would have fallen and
Yes, he was definitely that old, where it could have been like, that I would have definitely murdered him. If I were.
died? Meditate on it.
Yeah.
Get that "fuck you" locked and loaded next time you go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time you go to the store, just like sit in the car for a second and be like,
Just have it ready to go.
"Fuck," and, like lock and load it and go out there.
Dude, so you know,
Like,
one
next
of my
person who gives you lip, it would just
He
like,
probably would have went.
"Fuck you."
So you know what's crazy? Oh, so like on the road, this kind
Brown
of pertains to the same
person.
situation. When like someone like cuts you off or whatever, or like
Police.
they think you're driving like an asshole and they flip you off or whatever.
When they're
you-
in the wrong,
when they're in the wrong, you know what I do, and it pisses them off way more than ever flipping them off. And especially when we're on eye to eye contact, I smile and wave.
give them a hey.
It's like,
That's smart, yeah.
"Eh."
It does. I think that stings 100% more than a middle finger does.
But if they're in the wrong, then I'll roll down the window and flip them off. Be like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit! Get the
That goes
fuck out of
back
here!
to-
Learn how to drive, you cocksucker!"
That's a good segue to back to that other question: is who's more passionate about stuff? And I have to tell Vanessa like, don't flip every car off because one of them's gonna stop. Or like stop in front of us, stop us or something,
Right.
and they're gonna go fucking ham on our car or something.
Well,
Someone's gonna
so
go crazy.
That's
and
why you need
follow
me
us.
in the car, because I'm just the inherent asshole.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
need
they're like,
the
"Mary,
bald
do you want me to
guy."
get the fuck out of this car? Because I will."
My
You know?
girlfriend's definitely, she's got the road rage in the family. I'm the guy that like, I'm about to lay on my horn,
I have a random question.
and then I'm just like, and then I don't do it because I'm like thinking about it. I'm hesitating. By the time like I make that decision, it's too late to honker. Where it'd be weird now. So I totally pass me up, and then eats me up in the shower later. Where I just think about that. I'm like, God damn, I should have fucking honked my horn.
You just gotta let it loose once or twice.
Me and Mary
then
both have the same level of rage.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're not ragey like out of the wrong, you know. We're usually like, I always drive in the right hand lane because I drive a Jeep. It's a little bit slower than everybody else, so I always drive in the right hand lane. You know, I always do the speed limit. You know, I'm not doing anything like to be an asshole. I'm just driving a fucking Jeep. You know, so I let everyone pass me by, but that, you know, inherently people are assholes, and then I fucking let them know. And then Mary's the same way, man. She lets them know. And then I let him know. And then if Mary doesn't honk, she's bitching about it. I'll fucking reach over and honk for her. It's like, Mary, you should be fucking honking right now. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, Jonathan, stop it. And I was like, no, these motherfuckers. What are they going to do? Get out of their car? I dare them to get out of their fucking car.
What's your best road rage story? I got one locked and loaded if you want me to start.
Yeah, start it, man. Come on now.
Best road rage story I have. My brother is a former MP. He's a correctional officer now. He's been described by Vanessa's family as, quote, fucking huge. Because he's just super muscular guy. He's like as tall as me. Just add 100 pounds to that. Or, yeah, about 100 pounds. Because I'm like 160. He's probably like 260. He's a pretty skinny dude. Big fucking guy. Best story I have. It turned out really well given the circumstances. I don't recommend it to anybody, but this one time he was having road rage with this truck, this like Ford F-250, pretty big truck, like just harassing us on the road. I don't remember it too much, but I remember him like getting out of the car, and eventually they both get out of the car, and I see him get out of the car first, get out of the truck, and he starts walking over, and Steven, like, my brother Steven, picks up his old, like, nightstick from his policing days and walks out of there, and I'll never forget it. Steven, he gets out of the car, and by the time his knees are, like, completely straight and he's standing up, the guy's, like, walking away back into his truck. The second he got out and, like, stood straight up, he was like, nah, I'm good with that.
Later, Brock.
I'll see ya.
I've had a similar
He
situation.
also
That, oh,
has
keep going.
He also has, like, one of those special forces beards.
Oh yeah.
Like, about yay long, about to his chest area.
Dude, I'm trying to grow one of those, man.
It's hard. He actually uses, like, Rogaine now, because
Yeah.
that's the only way he can get it, like, very long.
Well, I just need a little bit more hair, like up here, up on
Yeah.
my cheeks, you know.
I just need to do brown, like, everywhere. I can grow a mean, like, Jose mustache.
Jose.
Like,
I
yeah,
do that.
you know, all those Western
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
and usually it has a Mexican guy. I can grow a mustache like that, like nobody's business.
Yeah.
It's been so
You ever
long.
need me to be...
Dude, Eric,
kind
I
of-
think you could go full beard, man.
I think I could go mustache.
You go full beard, dude. Like you have plenty of hair. Why?
Yeah, you do have plenty of
The
stuff,
only
but you can
reason
go
why I
full
don't
beard.
go hair, I don't do the wings. I have like lines right here, somewhere it doesn't connect.
Well, the lines, like if you let it grow long enough,
It'll
it'll
probably
connect.
come over. Yeah. I
Also,
Dude, you should
alternative,
go
you
full
can
beard,
curl
man.
it up and
Yeah,
go
there
very,
you go.
like, Pinkerton style.
Like
What I want
that
is to
would
get-
like very fit you with
Yeah.
like the curled up mustache.
I want to
you
get
know?
one of those beard straightening combs, like to get it down. Or
Does-
I'd have to just for a minute because this looks a lot thicker when it's black. Like now that it's white, it's like seems a lot thinner to me than it used to. Now that I got all the white in there.
Yeah. We'll just do like a
Hmm.
like a,
Does Emily hate
a
the
salt and
beard?
pepper.
Mhm.
Does
Oh, she does.
Does she?
Yeah, I think I had kind of a one. I was growing one, I think, when we met, and then she made it known. She's like, "Oh, you think you can shave?" And I'm like, "Sure, baby, sure."
Bring
Now,
it down on her.
whatever
Show her
you
some
want.
pictures
Yeah.
of, like, the celebrity who has a full beard and say,
Right.
like, this could be me, babe.
When it gets too
This could be
long,
me.
when it starts to get too long and stuff, I start getting hassled about shaving. So
Ah.
cut it up, you know.
Next time she says that, just shave everything.
I'd
Like,
like to do
baby's
one.
bottom soft, and she'll be like, no,
I
please.
like to get one, at least once and stuff, like a full beard. My uncle's like, my uncle Vince. He's like one of these old guys and stuff that has like a real like young man's haircut, right? And it's
Yeah.
like it's high and tight and stuff, and the hair's like all done. He has a full head of hair too, and then he's got. Like,
I don't
this
think that's
big-
that's an old young man's haircut anymore, man.
probably not.
You know,
But
that's-
like that
It's just a
with
fresh ass cut.
Yeah.
with his big beard, like old man beard, fucking it looks legit. Looks like a badass.
Yeah.
I want to get one
The
of those
beard
going one of
adds-
days.
A fair amount of badassery to
It does.
your usual look.
It's very Uncle Vince, you're a very attractive man. If you're out there listening, keep it up.
Uncle V.
like I have an okay beard, but
Inspiration
it's
to
not
us
the
all.
greatest.
Dude, that's fine. It's good.
I mean, let's see here. It's okay. It needs to be more though. It needs more.
Mm-hmm.
I, need
I think
more.
if you grew out the chin more, you'd look more Viking-like.
Yeah. I was thinking about
Because
just doing,
Vikings
like-
don't necessarily have the fullness right here. Just like, just the chin.
Yeah, I could grow the chin out like a motherfucker.
Well, there's all this like
Make it a
care,
bit
I
more
guess,
pointed.
that we could be doing for ourselves that we're not doing. This is for
Dude, you
from-
need the
this is
beard
from
oil,
watching
you need
Queer
the
Eye.
Rogaine, you
Emily
need
actually
the
got me some
testosterone.
beard oil and stuff, and I've used it a couple times. A little too greasy for me, though.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably using too much.
Yeah, probably
Well, the beard oil is just to tame it, to like
Mhm.
to
get it going.
get it going down. It's not so much to make it
Moisturize
grow,
it.
but it's to moisturize it and like tame it. Because like I could go like this, like when I wake up and my hair's just everywhere, but the beard oil kind of just weighs it down, and then when you comb it out, you know.
Emily got
stays-
this the straightening comb and stuff. It's like a heating comb and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah?
Oh.
I was like, hey, can I try that? So I've done it a couple times and stuff where I've run it through my hair. It does help out a little bit, especially like after I'm done and I'm doing it. It does.
I'm surprised you didn't break the
Does
comb
sound
with
right.
like the amount of hair you have.
It's rough, man. It's hard. Like fucking, when I was first doing it, I was getting frustrated because it looked like it was like thickening it out more. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? A thickening comb? God damn it!
Yeah, I need that with my hair.
Anyway, all I want to say is self care is not vanity. Is what I'm learning. You're
No,
supposed to
it's
be
really
doing
not, man.
You need to take care.
It
of
can
yourself.
matter a lot.
Yeah,
No,
Especially a
it's
haircut.
good to self care, man. It really is, man.
I've even like experimented, like because I've always had the same like shampoo and body wash, like pretty much throughout my whole life. And I've started like experimenting
Yeah.
recently. I think the one I use now is like Method forget what it's called. I want to say it's called Method Man, but I don't know.
Method Man's new product.
It's like a cool round
It has
bottle thing.
CBD oil in it and shit.
I started using it. It's really good. I like it.
That's
I
THC oil
Invest in yourself is what I'm saying.
Dude, I still
Treat yourself.
I've been using this since I was a fucking teenager and younger. Is fucking Irish Spring soap, man.
Yeah.
That's my favorite soap. to
So you're a
cleanse
bar
myself.
man.
I'm a bar soap man.
Yeah, nice.
I love the feeling of no moisturizer on my skin. Like I don't want that shit. I just want fucking leathery ass skin when I get out of the. It's not leathery, but like I feel like the moisturizing like body washing and stuff. I don't feel clean afterwards. I feel like still oily and stuff. Like I like to feel clean, and like bar soap does that. I am a bar soap man through and through. John, where are you? Are you body wash? Like
I'm a body wash guy.
you're the loaf?
I don't really care. Yeah, I use a loofah. Recently, I got the handle back scrubber thing because my back was so damn itchy. I needed to get back there and scrub it. It's like just my loose skin or something was just like so fucking itchy.
When I was a kid, we did the bar soaps with the rags and stuff. Then you got to think about where, I have a brother and stuff like that. Fucking when he's showering and stuff, what's he doing with that rag?
Or the bar of soap.
What's the last thing he washed and what's the first thing I'm washing?
Wait, you guys got to use a different rag, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I don't use a rag though. I don't use a rag.
No,
I just bar
the
soap and just lather it
Oh,
up.
you rub the bar of soap on you.
Yeah.
Now that is different because you've just put the bar of soap that everyone uses on your body. Well, you live by yourself with Mary, obviously, but like in a family setting, you don't use the bar of soap or directly on your body.
My dad was a bar of soap man, and he did tough man's work. So he used to come home immediately, take a shower with his bar of soap, and then he used to come down lie on the floor in front of the TV and stuff. And then when we were kids and stuff, he used to have us walk on his back. And I remember just jumping on him and stuff, and then getting on his back, and I remember just stood there with my face
so
in his back and smelling his back, and it smelling so good. It's a good memory and stuff. Yeah, I forget what kind of. I don't remember what bar.
Might have been Irish Spring.
Might have been Irish Spring.
Because that's
why
everyone.
I always feel so close to you. Every time I get near to John, I'm like, oh, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Can I smell your back, John?
Yes, you man.
Irish Spring scent and then Old Spice.
Yeah.
Just take me back.
No, the original Old Spice.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. Yeah. No, dude, I love Irish Spring. I'm a bar soap. I just put it, lather it on. It's just me, Mary.
Just
Mary
smells
and I,
clean.
and I don't even think she uses the same soap that she does, but I don't really care.
When you shave.
But I do rinse it off. Once I'm done washing, I'll rinse off the soap and run it under the water and do that and then put it away. That way it's
cool.
I mean, it's soap. It's got to be clean, right?
When you shave, do you do foam or gel?
When you shave, I just use
I use bar soap.
razor.
You use bar soap, really? God, that's tough. That is tough, buddy.
But I don't shave my face. Everything else I shave, I just lather up with bar soap. Or I'll use some of Mary's conditioner.
Yeah. It works. You don't have to use.
I don't use shave
after
gel.
shave.
No, dang, that's tough.
Yeah.
I just
Fucking
use
tough
an
as
electric
nails.
razor because if I shave, I become way too young. If I shave with a razor and gel, I get so baby faced that I need the stubble there. I've noticed even out in the world and at work, if I don't have a little bit of stubble, they're like, "What are you doing here, little man?" At work or something. Are you someone's son?
Tussling
All right, so obviously we're not.
I
Gonna,
work here.
We are not going to do sober October, but we should do No Shave November.
Yeah, we could do that.
I don't think I could do sober October.
I can tell you.
Unless I have
I
an
couldn't do
important meeting.
I'll
then
tell my girl and stuff. Hey, I got a girl. It's fucking no
That's
shave
for
November.
prostate cancer, babe.
For the podcast, babe. I have to use I use the foam because Emily got me a Viking razor a while back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a straight up razor. You put the blades in there and everything. And
Those are the best razors for you, man.
Yeah.
I prefer those razors over the Gillettes or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
I like how it gets close, but not too close. I feel like if I use a Mach 3 or anything like that, it makes me break out. But I rarely ever shave anymore.
Yeah.
I don't shave my face. I just trim it.
Yeah, I let it go a while too. I have I have a little trimmer too that helps out and stuff. So yeah, I think I bought a box maybe about a year ago of Viking blades for $9.99, and fucking they last. I still have half the box left and shit. So it's good.
So I love Mary. I love getting my head straight razor shaved by Mary.
Yeah,
and it's so awesome.
Yeah, you never have a cleaner cut. It's really nice.
It feels really
good.
nice. Yeah, I hardly ever go down and get it done. But like I haven't even shaved my head in a while. I just use like the smallest or shortest like beard trimmer attachment I could find.
Just do it up. That's cool.
It's easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like going too far, if like your routine is starting to get like, I don't know, I don't shave my face. I'm a 10-15 minute shower person at most, you know. So if I keep it that or under, I'm good. Anything over that just seems like a chore. You know. I don't want my showers to become too chory.
Man, hour 15 in, 2 questions deep.
It's fucking awesome, man.
Genius idea.
It is a genius idea, right? It is genius. And you know, like that's what I love about random questions. You can just keep asking them and keep talking about it, you know? Or just like the 2 questions and we're good. And I could go a little bit further than 125, by the way. I could go about to like 130.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so
I'm here as long as you guys need me.
So
no shootings today, so we're good.
that was good, man. You know, I was
good.
I was talking to my dad, man, and I love my dad like through and through. He's a great guy. Great guy. Worked hard for his family.
Great smelling back. Great smelling back. But like sometimes he gets a little bit on the aggressive side with like
Politics and shit.
politics, and like he dives a little bit too
older
deep.
man thing.
Yeah, and he dives a little bit too deep about the races of stuff like that.
Call
And,
people Jose. He's never called me Jose. by the way.
Nah, and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But like the other day, I was talking to him, and we were talking like about Iraq, and I know this Iraqi guy, and he's an amazing guy, and he was talking about how, you know, the perception of Iraqi people in America is so flawed because the media and everything. And it's like, man, Iraqi people are the most humble and caring people. Like if you have a birthday, everybody in the community shows up, and like, or if you need help, everyone in the community shows up. And he's just talking about all these great things about the Iraqi culture and stuff. And it's like what you see on TV is the small few people, the extremists, you know.
Yeah,
you know, the Iraqi
viewers.
government, you know, are letting these people in and just totally destroying like the culture of Iraqians and stuff. And it's sad and everything. It's like, yeah, you know, like us people that are just living here like day by day, just trying to survive and everything. We're the ones that are losing, you know, we're the losers in that situation. I'm trying to like talk to my dad about this a little bit, and like just trying to tell him like this perspective of this, like this great conversation I had with this man, you know. And he said something. I was like, you know what, Dad? You know, I'm gonna say this right now. You say that about like some other races and cultures about how bad they are and stuff. It's like, did you know, or do you know, pretty much every single mass shooting that's been in America the last 10 years has been by a fucking white guy?
An American.
You know, a fucking white guy. He's not black. He's not Mexican. He's not Jew. He's not fucking Iraqi or Muslim. Every single mass shooting has been by a fucking white guy.
Yes.
It's true.
Is it someone here, or is that you? Stop
Oh,
me.
that's me. I'm just.
I was like, so, like, why, like, why can't you see that? Like, why isn't that a big problem to you? You know, like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same situation. Extreme white people that fucking hate everybody. Extremists. It's like, why do you have to degrade a whole culture over their extremists? Because our extremists are just as bad as their extremists.
Yeah.
You know, fucking extremism is bad. 100%. Every single culture, and we're gonna get that. Why can't we like focus more on like the middle, the people stuck in the middle that are actually losing in this situation? Because now everyone hates white people, which you should. But you know what? We shouldn't hate fucking everybody else too. Like there's all these extremisms in every single culture, and if we could figure out how to come together, us people, the ones that are losing, like coming together and like fighting that extremisms together.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the only way we're gonna get forward is together.
Is your dad going on rants?
Yeah, you know, I like to push his buttons. I'm a devil's advocate, man. I like to push his buttons, and I like to put facts out there and like piss him off a little bit. Yeah, you know, I'm a button pusher because, you know, like I want to see like where your thought and mind is on the subject. Even if I may agree with you on something, I want to see why you have this thought and this perspective. Like, do you just have it because other people have it, or do you have it because you have like personal experience, or like how educated are you on it? So I'm a devil's advocate. I will fight for something, like at least on this podcast and when we're talking, like just to keep a conversation going. I will be on the opposite side of my beliefs just to get a conversation going, so I could view your beliefs more in depth.
Yeah.
Like I will have a debate with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know,
Yeah, you just want to talk about like ideas and stuff, not just
because
yell at each other saying like this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah, if we all have the
thing.
same belief, it'd be a fucking boring conversation. But I like to stir the pot, and I like to know exactly where people lie. You know,
Yeah.
and
I'm super dumb, so I try and avoid those.
Yeah.
Like I'm not versed in politics very well or economics or anything like that. So I'm always like I avoid those. I run away.
I have a filter, I think, on my own where I don't put my foot in my mouth too much. Like if I don't know about a subject, I'm not just gonna start spouting shit off and like
Unless
I
it
know what I'm
pertains
talking
directly
about.
to me or my demographic, then I guess I'll be willing to like talk about it. Like why people kill a bunch of people.
yeah.
And there's a lot of serial killers out there, but it doesn't mean like that white people are just murderers. There's a lot of people
So
out
you're
there
white
that
now, huh?
haven't been murdered.
So you're white now, huh? I see how it is.
I never said I was Mexican.
Yeah, I kind of remember you
I-
saying you're Mexican.
I said my mom was Mexican,
Mhm.
and that I don't
Oh,
speak Spanish.
That don't make you Mexican, man.
If anything, it's you
Not
guys
at
that
all.
say that all
Mhm.
the time.
Well,
I just have a heritage.
Yeah, I don't ever see you guys as my white friends. Like I don't. Maybe some people do, as
I don't see color, Eric.
that. There's 2 white buns on the end of this sandwich. I don't know. Maybe.
I am literally colorblind.
Mhm.
Like
Literally.
literally colorblind. But you
what
know,
color is this? What would you call that?
I would color a white person in a collared shirt wearing some boat shoes.
What's this bit?
Pink.
Okay, he's right.
colorblind.
He is colorblind.
Colorblind.
This is
When I first told John, man, I was
commonly
I
grapefruit,
was Hispanic.
but it's like
he was
orange.
shocked. He was shocked.
It's like, you look white to me.
I mean, the thing is, man, it's like I think if you get to know people and know people well enough, like you will, those stigmas of like the stereotypes go away. You know, like
Yeah, it's
a couple
just
of my
like
best
that
friends
black guy who
are
Befriended
Mexican. You know, like Manuel, one
Yeah.
of my best friends in the world, man.
Manuel.
He's part of the family. Like his going away party was at my parents' house when
Nice.
he moved to up north a little bit, in Idaho and stuff. You know, and then you're Mexican. You're one of my best friends. You are a white guy and
Mixed
you are-
with some stuff.
mixed with a little bit of Latino. You know,
Yeah.
but you know, like I have good like relationships with people at work that are from all sorts of different cultures.
Yeah.
You know,
People that think that way either are just trying to hurt that person's feelings or have never had a relationship with that kind of person. Because after you have a relationship with someone who, like, say, an Iraqi or something, then, like you said, all that flies out the window. Because
yeah.
you realize, like, all that media sensationalist bullshit, that's all, like I said, bullshit.
It is bullshit, man.
It's just stuff to get more views. It's a 24-hour news broadcast that they have to
Hype
get as
up and-
many
yep.
people to watch as possible, or they're not doing their jobs. And the way they do that, and the way they keep increasing their numbers, is by increasingly making sensationalist claims that get people to click on the link, because people like are naturally attracted to things that are like horrible and stuff,
Yep.
because people want to know, like, how am I going to keep my family safe or myself safe? They want to read the news, but news is fucking bullshit.
It really is, man, dude. Like at the end of the day, like me and this guy's conversation, it was all about food afterwards. Like we talked about culture differences and like this and that, and then at the end of the day, we're just talking about food because like we were both foodies. We both love fucking food.
Something we can all
And it's like, man, that's how it needs to be, man. Like, why are we talking about like all this other shit when we can talking about the great food you know how to make with those spices and how your culture makes this great,
Right.
amazing food? Like, dude, I want to come over to your fucking barbecue, man. Like that,
Exactly. I don't want to build walls. Come over to my house for a barbecue. Jesus
Exactly,
Christ.
man.
I want to eat your food.
Exactly. I want to eat your culture's food. Let's stop fighting so I could travel across the world
Jesus
and eat more
Christ.
food. I'm a fucking fat kid in a skinny kid's body, man.
Madness, man. Madness.
Yeah, all that madness going on over there. You know what sucks? Middle East, if you're like a history buff, that's the place to go to. But you can't because of all this shit. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's
That
just
was
another
terrible,
example
man. I would
of
love to go there.
people's feelings get in the way of everyone else, you know.
Well, that and just like these holy wars, man. You know what's crazy about like Muslim and Jewish. I'm probably gonna offend a shit ton of people, all 100 listeners right we got right now. No, but like, did you know like the Jewish religion and the Muslim religion is pretty much copy and paste? Like it's the exact same fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Even Christian, yeah.
They're pretty much the same. Like
It's the
over
same
time.
fucking copy and paste, and they're fighting over whose God is better, Jewish God, Muslim God. Like, because they're like, historically, the Jews and the Muslims have been fighting for thousands of fucking years in the same spot for thousands of fucking years. Whose land is better? Whose God is better?
This was mine first.
It's the same fucking thing, man. Once you guys realize that, we'll fucking all live in peace and harmony and utopia. You know?
I can't wait till I can visit like Iraq and like go to all those places.
Oh yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, there's so much there that
I love history.
it's
dude.
just blocked by so many like political shit, and even like the United States will straight up tell you like, no, you can't go there. Obviously,
It's so crazy to think
Even
about too.
though
Like with the Middle East, like
some
a
of
lot
the
of
oldest
this,
things in the world are there.
a lot of stuff's like pretty recent. Like you look back to like pictures of like Saudi Arabia, like in the 60s or something. There's like women wearing mini skirts and bikinis and stuff. Like it's kind of recent that this whole
Like conservative
thing made a comeback, and now we're gonna put ladies in saris because we don't want to get any boners.
This one, he was from Iran, and he worked at the bakery with me, and he was like the exact opposite of what the media would tell you is what an Iranian does, or what an Iranian does. A lot of the things they say is they don't respect women or whatever. Like that dude worshipped his wife.
That's cute.
And like his wife actually made more money than him and was like higher up at the bakery I was at, and like totally opposite of what you think and stuff. And he always said that it was all those rules and stuff. He thinks that it's just there to distract everyone while the rich people like take everyone's money.
Mm-hmm.
That's his words as an Iranian, is that they just do that to distract you.
Yeah.
To make you worry about things that ought not to be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Just to consume your time and efforts.
I'd like to go over there and fucking understand what's happening, see it firsthand.
You said
All
it was
I know,
sad.
I'm predisposed to seeing like Russians, and like I grew up in the 80s, so like every villain in a movie in the 80s was like
Russian or Chinese.
And then 90s happened, the whole like Gulf War and the Middle Eastern War and all these wars happened, and then it was the Muslim.
You know, back in the heyday of wrestling and stuff like that, they had stereotypical bad guys like Nikolai
like
Volkov,
Russian or something.
Iron Sheik and stuff.
Yeah. Well, isn't it crazy like how that shit like changed, you know?
Yes, we were taught to fear foreigners as young men. So it's like, I know it's pretty cool that some people can break out of that and some people can't.
Yeah. You know, man, I just want, you know, I guess this goes back to the first question, like what trait is kind of a surprise. It's like I just want
How
people.
many questions have we done so far?
Two.
Okay, good.
Like I just want people to like live like more like in
A long intro.
more harmony, man. Like I am sick and tired of fucking double standards. I'm sick and tired, and this goes across all cultures. I'm sick and tired of double standards. I'm sick and tired of fucking hate. It's like, dude, there's a lot of hardworking motherfuckers out there that are just trying to survive just like me, man.
Yeah.
Like there's people, and that's the thing right now, like us, like lower to upper middle class, man, like we are all working for the same goal, to put food on the fucking table.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to fucking take away from anything. We're just trying to support,
Yeah, and build up.
you know, build up and like fucking have a house, have enough beds for all of our kids to sleep in, have enough food so all of our kids
Then
can
you
eat.
cut out like a whole demographic of people. You're just selling yourself short, because all of those people who are willing to like work with you, you're saying, oh, fuck them. I don't want to work with them at all. It's like there's plenty of super successful international immigrants that come over here, and you know them all the time. They're business owners. They're wildly successful.
That is kind
people.
of the problem, though. That's kind of the problem. All those super successful business people and all those bright minds of other countries are coming here. That's the problem. They should be staying there.
Yeah.
They should be staying there and building up their the cultures there because what America does is they poach the smart people. They poach these smart people.
Yeah.
And
They get
bring
them to
here.
come over here.
And what needs to
good
happen,
life.
man, is they need to stop poaching all these smart people and leave the smart people in those other cultures so that they could build up their own culture and their own, like, their country's, you know, wealth and their country's fucking perspectives.
work
like,
on globalism
yeah, you know.
more so than
I didn't realize.
come over here and spend your money here.
I didn't realize what a problem it was until I tried to find a house, and a lot of foreigners that I was talking to the realtor lady, and a lot of foreigners are making bids on houses sight unseen, making cash offers.
Yeah, they're
It's
like,
like-
I don't give a fuck. I just
like-
want to sell it for $100,000 more in
And I'm
3
like,
years.
well, I guess I'm out. It's like, that's the.
So are you guys looking and buying right now?
We were before. Like right now, we're probably gonna rent for a little bit longer. It's a
Apparently, they're bringing on
it's a
tax.
tough
Crazy market,
situation
man.
out there
Yeah,
right
it's a
now.
crazy market.
So hopefully we get this crash happens and we can swoop in.
Yeah, that's what
Get it on
Mary
the
and I are
cheap.
trying to like we're waiting for the crash. But right now, like everything that I hated about this house, I'm kind of like starting to, because before I didn't have a podcast room.
Mhm.
Now I have a solid podcast room. You know, like the few things I want in a house, like I'm starting to develop here. Like I honestly, I just wanted a podcast room. It's like I wanted the third bedrooms, that way I could have a dedicated podcast room, because I fucking love this podcast. This is like one of the most important like things that I have going on right
I
now.
love
Thank
it.
You
too,
know,
sir. I love
well,
it
not
too.
most important, but like this is like the best hobby I have. You know, like I fucking love doing. So
I love
I'm.
mine charging by the bed. God damn it.
Oh, you're more than welcome
No,
to puff on it. You know, yeah. So I'm starting to, because
Dating is
I'm
harder
realizing
than it
that
looks.
fucking, you know, like this housing market is just so fucked, and it's like out of my reach. You know,
For sure.
to get this house is like astronomical.
I
You got-
mean, everything's up so high right now.
I was
the
so-
bubble's got to burst sometime.
so
I was so close to moving to El Paso yesterday because I saw.
Yesterday?
yesterday, what? You were just
Yesterday,
gonna leave
literally
the
yesterday.
You were gonna leave
You're
the
gonna
sandwich
leave us without a
behind.
bun?
Nah, let me
Yeah,
explain.
we
Let
were
me
gonna have an
explain.
open face sandwich, Eric. Jeez.
Let me explain. I saw that
tries to
my
do,
mom's house, or my mom's house, the house behind hers, directly behind hers on the other side of the fence, is on sale right now for $86,000.
Damn.
And you know what the zestimate for the mortgage was?
Huh.
It was $500. And I was like, I can do that. That's easy. Easy peasy.
Eric, I got.
Not so easy here.
What's the nicotine like on this guy? Like,
It's about.
Well, I
I'd say
just
it's about 8%.
it's about like 8 cigarettes in one hit.
yeah.
John, if you move to El Paso, I got you covered. Hold on a second.
Nah, I won't. I'll definitely bring it up. We should all get
Well, geez, that
stream
was a
ready
close one.
PCs and stream on Mixer.
All right, John, I want you to call me real quick.
They call you?
Yeah.
Do I have a phone? I do. There it is.
Oh shit, I don't have my attachment. Never mind, don't call me, because I don't have the attachment for
Oh,
this.
that's good.
Are you gonna try and do like
A video.
call-ins?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
You know, we
It's
can
up
do
and
another
coming.
day.
I get
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
But I
It'll
can do
happen
it.
sometime in the
Technology-
I
so
could literally
advanced as
have you
that.
on your phone, and you could podcast. Like we could podcast with you on the phone.
I'll be like the weatherman,
Yeah.
and I'll give my bit really fast over the phone.
I can't think of any other Johns I know, so I
Or
don't have a
the
backup
traffic
John
guy.
if you were to leave.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. Is there another?
Just
John?
the sandwich. Call it the sandwich. You know how Facebook started as the Facebook?
I already claimed the John
Oh,
Sandwich
that's
Show.
true. So yeah, this is
We gotta
just
go
like
more
you.
modern. It's just gonna be
This
sandwich.
is just like
The
you to
Sandwich
leave
Show.
right when we fucking invest in a website.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm not moving
I know.
Now
because I have no job in El Paso.
So you're not
So wait,
moving?
your mom was
No, no,
gonna
no.
move, and you were gonna take your mom's house? What was it?
No, I was just looking up like
I imagine it's a lot cheaper.
Zillow
in El Paso.
in
It
El
is.
Paso, and I was like, oh, the house right behind my mom is on sale. And it was $86,000.
Dang, son!
That's nothing.
Sold.
Here it's like for that amount of house, I bet it would be in the-
800 to $1 million.
probably in the $350,000 range.
I don't know.
It's a smaller
Have you
house.
seen a house with $350,000 range around here?
I haven't.
Occasionally, and they're always really shit.
Yeah.
they need at
Come
least like
on now.
$100,000
Come on
worth
now.
of
Yeah.
upkeep
Yeah.
before you start living in it.
The market is high right now. It is
Ooh.
high.
So I guess we'll get
Silicon Valley
a
level.
podcast related question real quick. Do you guys think we need a little bit more, some different music? So I was looking at some other music for like outros and other stuff. Do you want to switch that up a little bit?
I mean, we can try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it like downloaded. I was just looking at some
I'm
other
not
stuff.
married to the music, really.
No. Okay.
I am up
Oh.
for anything.
I like the random question music. I thought it was always fun.
Yeah. It's
Oh, wait. I think we should keep the outro music, the surfer music.
Yeah, okay.
Let's keep that one.
Okay. That's what I was thinking too, man.
That's like kind of our trademark now.
It
We'll
is,
find-
it is, you
in
know.
the future, we'll find the actual artist and tell him to recreate it in like HD sound.
It is HD sound. What are you talking about, man?
Or
It's
just
CD
like,
quality.
just add more layers, like add a little like,
Do like a cover of it or something?
you know, like an official version.
So cool.
Live. He's like right in the corner right there. Who's the Letterman guy?
That'd be great.
That's
Track
like
that guy
bald.
down. Have him a guest. He can come play that song live on the show.
Yeah, that would
Hey,
be fun.
if you could find us out, man.
He might
If you're the
live
guy that
around
composed that.
So we have
I'm on the sandwich.
we have two options. We can either go a little bit longer because I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere for the game, but I do have someone coming at 2.
Okay.
So we either go up all the way up until 2, or we could cut it off like right at 1:30. It's up to you guys.
Let's cut it off at 1:30.
All right, cool.
I think that's good.
All right. So let's do another random question. See, I mean, we've had 2 questions. We're at an hour and 30, so
This will probably take us to the end right here.
and we'll actually get our random question music going on this one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So give me a number.
1.
1. Eric.
$1, Bob.
180.
Well,
181,
you just
baby.
wasted your bid there, Francine. You dumb bitch. Imagine you were on
Damn, that's a good question.
Price is Right and you were like, 1,200, Bob. And then the next person was like, 1,201. How fucking mad would you be?
All right.
So mad.
So
Getting the tickets and being chosen.
let's do this as a 2-part question because like
Drop
80
kick
and
that
81 go hand in hand. All right.
All right.
That one's a little
I
better.
chose 1. It better be 81. That's what I chose.
This one tastes a little more like I remember.
Yeah. Is it expired in a couple days too?
All expirable.
That's good. You know what? Maybe it's the music that makes us depressed.
Probably. It probably takes us to a dark place.
It does, doesn't
Maybe
it?
we
Maybe we
do
can-
need to change it.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Well, hold on. Let's see if we have a different.
It's time for our last
Darker?
question. No, this is like
This
it's
is
time
like-
for our last question of the day.
Yeah, it's like Bob Ross style.
Yeah.
There's no
Everyone-
Happy
mistakes.
trees.
It's
Everyone
time
has-
to say
Happy
goodbye.
accidents. Yeah.
It's time to say goodbye to the next week.
This one's like fucking we're on our serious topic. We should have this on our middle.
This
Eastern
all one-
segment.
Yeah.
This one reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh. I think I said that last time too.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
This is the theme to Yu-Gi-Oh right here.
I feel like I'm in.
Your move.
I feel like we should all take off our shirts and be like 300 style.
This is Sparta.
This is like that party scene, you know, when they bring in that deformed guy and Xerxes is like,
Yeah.
I can give it all to you. And there's like these deformed, like one-armed women.
I am a
And he's
gentle
like,
god. I am a kind god.
His voice was super deep. He was like, I am a kind god.
Have we used any of these?
This
'Cause
is more
know-
upbeat. I like this
I've heard
one.
all these before.
We've heard them, but I haven't used any
Yeah.
of them.
Okay.
I like this one.
Your call. All right.
I
let's
also
stick with
like
this one.
Egypt.
All right.
Egypt. I get transported to Egypt.
Let's
and
hear
I'm,
the breakdown.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Saw a bitch last week and I got a Saw a bitch last week, then I got our number. Saw a bitch last week, then I got our covers.
New Belgium Juiceify.
Juiceify up in the visible label tumble Juiceify.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Raspberry.
Oh, this is like some Tom Jones gangster shit right here.
Tom Jones gangster shit. That sentence.
Is that an oxymoron?
Oh, the
This is some
breakdown.
real Tom Jones gangster shit, man.
I want Key and Peele to add that to any of their This is some Tom Jones
All right.
gangster shit right here. This is Billy Joel.
All right, let's get a new question. We're too happy for the last
That's
question.
funny.
All right, new numbers. John,
Okay. 2.
2. Eric.
Oh, that's good. 103, because that's what time it is.
All right,
105. 105.
Don't tell him.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
I'm just kidding.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Any animal. I'm looking at purely what is it? Quality of life. I'm not gonna choose a reptile because that sounds like a shitty time. I'm gonna choose I'm gonna go with the fucking hibernating germ called the water bear.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this germ thing that can survive anything.
Why?
And it
So
actually
conscious
like
or-
hangs out
yeah,
with
yeah,
other
okay.
water bears
Okay.
and stuff. I feel like I could have a relationship, survive anything, go out into space maybe.
Yeah.
Such a cute name, too. Fucking,
Water
it's like a
bear.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Is that like
Water
the
bears.
no wait, hold on. There's that one like a little germ parasite or
And it has
thing.
like 6 legs.
the tarragon or the
Tarragon, that's
Mm-hmm.
like a spice.
the targany or something, the fucking weird bug.
I think it
The
might be the same
tardigrade.
thing. Yeah.
Tardigrade. I've never heard of that.
Isn't that a water bear? Aren't they the same thing?
I think so. Maybe.
Are you talking about that guy?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
okay,
the
the
one.
tardigrade.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's what I would be.
Yeah, the tardigrade.
I like that
All right.
snoot too.
Anus in the front, anus in the back, baby.
Yeah.
You don't know which one you're getting.
Every day is
You could be
anal.
getting a blowjob or a fucking anal ring.
Either way, you a happy camper.
You could have a
Tom
blowjob or a
Jones
fucking
gangster
shit
shit.
dick. Shit dick or a blowjob. Which one is it? You don't know. Oh God.
Try and hitch a ride into like on the space shuttle. Space.
I've actually think they've like found tardigrades like on like the moon, like shit and dust and whatever
I know
like,
that-
that they've brought here and stuff.
Yeah, I know they've brought some up, and yeah, they'll survive in anything. Man.
Yeah.
Damn it, immortal.
Absolutely.
I
If
am
not
immortal.
that, I would choose those red deer in Japan because they're like sacred and the Japanese people don't like fuck with them at all.
Ooh, are they worshipped?
They're kind of worshipped, yeah.
It's kind of like cows in the Middle East,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Ooh,
India.
cow in
Sacred
India.
cow.
That would be good.
You know,
Sacred cow.
like half of me says like if I had a good owner, I'd want to be a dog because I treat my dog like a
Yeah.
fucking goddamn king.
I changed
You know.
my answer to Odie.
Yeah,
I think that would be fine.
you know.
I would
okay.
want, like, my soul tells me I would want to be a fish, but the ocean is a goddamn nightmare murder factory.
Yeah, it's a murder
Yeah,
factory.
so I wouldn't want to do that. I would probably pick my dog Zelda, like, as well. That I've never known a dog so pampered in my life, and she just gets to hang out and sleep all day. I would pick to be her.
Yeah. You don't even need to be trained either.
No.
I mean, you go for like the I don't know if like these beings have consciousness. I know dogs do.
Yeah.
You know, but like there's this jellyfish that lives forever. They don't know if it ever dies. You
Oh
know?
yeah. It only dies when it's killed by another animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so you like the potential to live forever.
It's pretty much a Highlander. That's what it is.
Yeah. You know, but like I don't know if they have like brains that could perceive consciousness or they're just floating around like looking
Aimlessly.
like you know.
But if it's not, then would you ever even be upset enough to
No,
care?
you wouldn't. No.
That's
just
the
be a
age-old
motherfucking
question.
jellyfish.
Yeah. You just be roaming around.
It's like being a fish, you know. You would want to be a fish, but you probably don't have like enough brain power to realize if you're dead or alive.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going off like natural instincts of just gotta eat, blackness.
Yeah.
You know.
Arguably, what's the happier life? To have a thought or not?
You know, I guess like
Very-
if you could live forever, would you? You know, like in your state right now with like
I want to say yes. maybe not forever, like till the heat death of the universe. That sounds like an awful time.
Like, I would be Q. Like I would definitely be. You know.
If you promised me like 1,000 years, I think I would say yes.
How
Like,
fast would
it
those
would-
1,000 years go though? They just
Right.
go like that.
It would go, but
It's
at
'cause
least
your
I could
perception of
see,
time, so,
like
you know,
what
your
happened.
your perception of time would be so much different.
That's true.
Yeah, 2 years
Could be
to
a second.
you in like 800, like the year 800. 2
Yeah.
years would be like nothing. Yeah.
You know, like if you could live forever, like 2 years would be a second.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be
nothing.
tough. I guess I'd probably try to keep to myself mostly and stuff. So I guess, but probably most thing would suck is to make like friendships and stuff, or even
They'd be
love and just sit around and watch people die and stuff. That would suck.
Yeah. Would
all
you
your
be the
life.
only one? That's also
I think if I could bring Mary,
A
I'd
question?
fucking totally do it.
Yeah,
And then if I couldn't bring Mary, I'd probably still totally do
that'd
it.
be nice. Without,
Yeah.
I guess the trick is to
mostly out
can
of
you live
curiosity.
forever with yourself is the trick.
Yeah.
I
I'm
probably could.
generally a happy person.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, you know, it's weird, but I think if you live forever, you'd definitely do some wrong shit. Like I'd rob a couple banks probably, you know? Like,
I'd write a book, even and like put
'Cause you did-
nothing
yeah.
interesting in it at all. But they're like, this is written by the 800-year-old guy.
I would definitely want to
Just be my
like not be
ramblings.
known for the guy that lives forever. I would definitely be like in a like some weird part of the world that like doesn't get internet connection, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all should watch the episode of Love, Death.
He's
and
already getting ready for
Robots.
Texas, man. Y'all and shit.
Y'all-
coming back to
Y'all
ya.
need to see this here moving picture called Zima Blue. It's an episode in Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great episode. It's a lot about like immortality. Only this guy comes from even more humbler beginnings than a human. But as the years go by, he becomes like almost a deity. But he's also an artist to humanity and stuff. And
Oh.
he lives for like 1,000 years, constantly putting out like different artworks that people love, and the ending is just fucking beautiful.
Beautiful. Check it
Yeah,
out.
because he at the end of his life he reverts back to his humble beginning, and it's like it's fucking crazy. You gotta watch it.
You know, I just figured something out.
Zima Blue.
Can you pick?
Look it up.
Can you pick when you die? Because obviously you don't want to be like till the sun burns out and you're just floating around aimlessly in space, still alive.
No, man,
That I do not
You're a
wanna do.
fucking. You're like Q, man. You're just fucking
Dang.
omnipotent. You are the universe. The universe is you.
One of my biggest
If I'm a
fears,
god, I guess.
my biggest irrational fear has always been to create a time machine and then go forward in time and like come out the other end and like the world's just gone and there's nothingness and you're just there floating in space. It's
So
one of
I
my
guess
biggest
that
irrational
begs
fears.
like another question. Is like, would you rather go forward or backwards in time if you had a time machine? So hold on, before we get to that thought, I just figured out something with this music. I just figured out. For one, it's a little bit on the darker side.
Mhm.
Like, so it brings out the darker tones and notes,
Notes,
like when
yeah.
we talk. And it's also a little bit faster. So I notice we talk faster when we're listening to this because we want to
Keeping
keep
up
with the
that
beat.
momentum, yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
So let's
Maybe we should have constant music on all times.
So we talk faster, because I think if we talk faster, maybe we're not like thinking about what we say. Whereas we want to see how that like changes, like all of a
does,
sudden,
yeah.
like we're not talking as
I
fast.
don't
like
feel
that.
so depressed.
Yeah.
I don't feel like killing.
So maybe we'll just keep with the intro music and then the outro music.
yeah, that's fine.
But now it kind of seems quiet.
It does.
It's like omnipotency. Omnipotency.
Omnipotency.
It's finally caught up, and now we're
Omnipotence.
alone in this universe with nothing. So okay, so time machine. Would you rather go forward or backwards in time? If you had one,
Hmm.
Backwards, probably. I'd probably Marty McFly that shit, and I'd go back. And,
I'd go forwards.
I would buy a bunch of stock in companies, and then I'd hide the things for me to
yeah.
pick up later, and then
So-
be rich.
So you'd be like a make sure you're rich later.
Yeah,
I'd go
That's what I'd do.
forward in time because I feel like I'd be taken care of more. If I went backward in time, I'd probably be like burned at the stake for
You might
my
be.
teachings or something.
But let's say you had a button that could bring you back at any time. You know.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think I'm really curious about the future and what that holds. hopefully we don't just die in 60 years. But if that's not the case, I would very much want to go in the future and see like any other like colonies that besides Earth that humans inhabit.
Yeah,
Be all about that shit.
So would you like, so like this kind of begs another question is like, if you go forward in time, like, and you see how the human species has evolved, like wouldn't that want to make you go back in time to change things? Like, let's just say it's so religious heavy that like nothing has changed from like now that it's just,
would I change it?
like, it's like, there's no science at all anymore because there's the belief in God is so strong that there's not even science anymore. And you're not allowed to perform science. So like we almost digress as a species to like, you know, like the 1600s where you were almost burned at a stake for having a new idea, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or on the opposite effect, that religion is abolished and there's like this utopia and like maybe you want to, you know, change.
But if
like
it's very religious, is it such a bad thing? Because the human race did survive to that point.
yeah, but think about it this way: you go
I
in the
wouldn't want to
future.
mess with that.
Yeah, but you think about it this way: you go to the future, you're dead anyway. It doesn't matter what you do or what you have done, but you have this weird, like almost kind of gift. I wouldn't maybe call it a gift, but is that an improvement or a downgrade? You know,
To change
things like that. You know, like
I don't know. I think I'd be too afraid to try and change things in the past because we're already like at a bottleneck of the human race where it's like the choices we make now are going to greatly affect
what if it's like
the future.
Blade Runner, you know? And we're just
Yeah.
like a fucking total dystopia, fucking crazy
Just
shit everywhere.
super depressing
you know?
and dark and foggy.
You know,
all
you
the
have
time.
like these fucking holy wars between religious and science, and like all of a sudden, like everything is fucking chaotic, and like you have
if it sucks and it's
no
not
purpose at
fun
all, you know?
If it's not fun at all, like they got rid of TV.
Well, like
That's true.
I could see if it's like completely
Like,
religious based and like everyone's happy, everyone's like cared for, and like, you know, like it's like an almost religious
But if it was
utopia.
dystopian,
But it's like a dystopian, like just harsh future.
Then why not try to change it? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, like
Give it a shot.
you know, like would you try to change it? You know, like I think
Situation where it
that
can't be any worse than
that's what
might as
would be
well.
hard about, you know, going in the future, because like what if it is like
What if
super
it's
shit, you know? And like of course like you're not gonna be around to like experience it, but you just did, so it's like, man, maybe I have like an obligation to make things better. Like go in the past and maybe, you know, do something to like these religious figures or show these people that religion isn't true, or maybe it is true.
what
or
if
I
you
don't
got
know,
back
know?
and it's just darkness? Like the earth is destroyed after you change that.
That's my fear, man.
timeline.
It's scary. Oof.
So would you
That'd
rather
be,
have
that would be
like
the fear for me. Like
you
that's
know,
what the earth needed at that point. Maybe I shouldn't fuck around with it. Same thing as like
Yeah.
fucking around with nature, you know.
but it's like one of those things.
You
Like
could
are
open Pandora's
are
box.
humans better off just not being here at all? Like look how much we've already destroyed, and look how we're
Yeah.
destroying each other.
Yeah.
If
But
we,
is it destroying?
no, like look how much lives we kill of each other's, of animals. Like look how much lives we already kill right now. Like if it gets any worse, like maybe it's for the good that we're not here.
Yeah.
Good for what? Rocks?
Fuck, you know, like
Some animal that
well,
doesn't do
because
shit?
we are conscious beings. We have morals, and we have thought, and we have empathy and sympathy. Like eventually that's all going to go away. For what? Like murder. Like could you live in a world where you were forced to murder like your neighbor every single day?
I feel like we've crossed a certain threshold and stuff where I think we do more. We take more from the earth than we give back. I guess as a human race, probably destroy more than we give.
Suck it
kinda-
up.
That kind of sucks. I mean, that's not sustainable. That's not long term sustainable.
But like with your moral compass right now, seeing like going into the future and seeing dystopia of like fucking murder everywhere. There's no plant life left. There's fucking no animals. Like, and then you could go back and change the future to where there was no humans at all, but maybe like there's plant life, there's animals surviving, there's the earth is still clean. Like,
It's pretty much
What's worse?
Michael Jackson's Earth song when
Yeah.
everything's getting destroyed. Is
like what is
Walk
worse
into
in that
that.
situation? The human population, the human race surviving,
Mhm.
or maybe the Earth and everything else surviving. There's billions and billions and billions of other species on this planet other than us. The population of spiders alone destroys our population of the humans. But it's either you have no bugs, no insects, no animals, no plant life, or humans, or no humans and everything else. Which one would you choose?
I don't know if one works without the other. It's a whole circle of life type thing, right?
Well, it's in history past, it's shown that it can work without us.
I think if we all just
Without
died,
us,
we'd just
yeah.
be resetting the clock on.
Well, maybe the next species would do better than us. But the
maybe,
the
but
next intelligent
who's to
species.
say? You know, like either way, they probably have just as big of a chance as killing themselves than we could.
It's that last.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
we're descendant from chimps who are highly social, like apes rather,
Yeah.
who are highly social animals. Like if they were replaced by, say, something that's not as social, some other type of animal, then that's gonna be even worse.
Yeah.
It's a weird conversation
I think
to have, though.
intelligent
It's
species are so rare that you have no, in my opinion, you have no choice but to just let them become whatever they're gonna become.
Yeah, sometimes I
because-
feel like the intelligence is the flaw.
Because like
Probably,
if
yeah.
it's just a world
know?
with animals, like what's that doing?
Well,
Fucking,
it's
they're all
just
living in
the-
harmony. They're going by the circle of life, man.
Did you see that?
What does that do for anybody?
That Discovery
Dude,
Channel
yeah. See, you're
documentary?
Doesn't do anything.
you're thinking a little bit selfishly right now. What does that do for anybody? It's not for anybody. It's for everybody.
Who is everybody? Being
Everybody other than us, man.
It's pretty much cleansing. But right now we're at the point and stuff where we have like so many things that need to be maintained. Nuclear facilities. Like if there were no humans, we'd be fucking up this planet. Like if there was nobody to maintain these certain things, like fucking there would be like mass like nuclear explosions everywhere and shit from.
All right, well, let them explode, and then the next generation.
That's true.
if they succeed, and if they become
And if they don't, we'll be like Venus, and it will just be a desert.
yeah, and then
fucking
after
planet,
that,
and
you're
there's
gonna
nothing
be
left.
like,
Moth's
oh,
coming
maybe
back
we
to
shouldn't
put
have
it back
killed
the
the
way it ought to be.
humans
I'm not
because now the Earth is just dead.
But
and
but
now
what's
we
to
have
say a
nothing to
billion
show
years from
for
now,
it.
Venus isn't going to become habitable again, and then there'll be some single form life forms, and all of a sudden it'll have fucking Venus.
That's not science.
It is so science. What are you talking about? It's
Well,
not
like
science.
it might happen.
It's
It-
the giraffe scene.
No one knows.
It's the giraffe scene in Last of Us.
not science, dude. Like Venus at one point was habitable.
I read that the other day. Actually,
Who said that?
They
I need
Science.
a card on that. I need research
Science.
of an astrophysicist telling me that Venus was like Earth.
I read
That
that.
the rest of the scientific community was like, yes.
It's in the
that's
habitable
true.
zone. It's in the habitable zone.
I don't know about the rest of. I don't know the basis of it, but I read an article literally 2 days ago that Venus used to be a habitable planet, somewhere way back with water and everything. I can't find it right now, but I'll get back to you.
It's another conversation for
I
another
think
day. But
certain poetry, a certain beauty to nature coming and taking the world back. I think from us.
you
Yeah.
are not
I'm all for
alone.
humans leaving the planet and letting Earth like do its thing while we
Wall-E
live on
style.
like a thing. That'd
Like
be
we
cool.
live on Wall-E style.
Save what we can save, but don't sacrifice the whole like human race because like that's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to just be like, well, it's dead now. So
But it's also a lot of blood, sweat, and tears because we've been here.
The needs of many should always outweigh the needs of a few. Is how I feel about it.
I don't know. Sometimes these many are dangerous, self-destructing
That's
creatures.
true.
philosophy, a lot of answers, or a lot of questions, not a lot of
questions, yeah.
answers.
It would have to be done Thanos style, like freaking just a lottery.
You know, and that's
Don't
why,
take everybody.
dude. I think Thanos was he wasn't a villain, man. Like honestly, he was like the anti-villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was actually doing something for the whole fucking universe. Like he was taking himself, and he was a martyr, and he was doing the good for fucking the whole fucking universe, and no one could see that.
Yeah. Since then, since this happened, no child has gone to bed with an empty stomach. Like fucking he did that.
You know, it's like, and that's the problem with the human race right now. You could fix everything with the snap of the finger,
Mm-hmm.
or you could lose 5 of 10 of your friends, or you cannot lose those 10 friends, and everything will just fucking be chaotic, destructive, and nothing will ever change. And people will die of starvation and all this shit. But you could fix things with a snap of a finger. But you'll have to lose people super close to you.
I might have to watch that again. That's a good movie.
You know, like
It's like it's the law of equivalent exchange. You have to put something in to get something back.
that was good. And,
On that
and,
note,
and
that was
same,
fun.
You got to put something in to put something back.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good.
That's nice. Yeah, we didn't
If
go.
you want to add something
We
as
didn't
well,
go
you
dark
have
on
to
this
take
episode.
something
It's
out.
great.
Not too dark, no, not too dark. Not too dark.
It's because we turned the lights on.
Yeah, it kind of like brightened our mood a little.
We need I need to get some studio lights in here. Studio lights, a different camera. Well, this camera's great, but like the camera I'm thinking about getting has like its own onboard video processing. So take a. Well, I guess if we're getting your CPU or your computer one of these days, it won't really matter.
Either way,
should be
that
fine.
webcam will help.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll take,
but a little bit
take away
wider.
a lot.
That way we don't have to scrunch in. We can lounge out back a little bit. But
That's true.
I love this podcast, guys. Like this podcast, I love doing this every single week, man. I look
It's
forward to the podcast.
Let's keep it going.
Like,
Finish those claws.
did we finish the clause?
Yeah.
I
didn't have
Claw
12,
to
I only had
rule
6.
them all.
Yeah.
But there we go.
I'm definitely not white girl wasted right now, so I'm good.
I've only had one, so you guys killed it, man.
I only had one too.
Killing it.
So John,
Killed.
Oh,
White
man.
I had
Claw.
3 claws.
Your whiteness just came out today, buddy.
Yeah. I like the seltzer.
Nectar of the gods.
definitely enjoy this shit, man.
Oh, can I get a little bit of hot seltzer?
Next week? Next week?
Yeah. Same time next week.
I kind of liked the way this podcast flowed. We like had a couple questions here and there, and then it just flowed beautifully, actually.
And a solid 2 hours.
We did 3 questions in 2 hours. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was great.
flowed well. There wasn't dead silence.
You know, so
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we are on pretty much any podcast app that you have. You could download the podcast, the John Sandwich Show, on that podcast app.
Pretty much on all of them now.
Any podcast app you have, Apple
Including
Music, Stitcher.
Spotify.
Including Spotify. Yeah, we actually,
That's a hard one to get into.
yeah, we're in. 13% of our users use Spotify.
Hey, Spotify users.
We're also on Twitter.
How are
At
ya?
the John Sandwich 2. We will eventually get an Instagram. We will probably not get a Facebook. But stay tuned. And we're going to have a website soon because we have the domain now. So we'll get that shit going.
We do.
And we have a couple of
get Instagram
experts
going.
on websites. John
I'm
Man.
gonna take you portrait mode
John Man.
with John Man's resting scowl face. Yeah.
There we go. All right.
And if you're a video listener, thank you. Or, yeah.
YouTube?
YouTube
yeah, thank you.
watcher. Thank you. Thanks for looking at our faces.
Yeah. We
If
love
you want to
too.
know what we look like, please go to YouTube and type in the John Sandwich Show, and you will find us. There are 3 dudes in front of a bunch of pictures on a table. Not on it. We're not on a table, but we're using a table. You'll see the table.
Till next week.
Till next week. Goodbye.
We love you guys.